you. Man, I got to have a pizza. There's a pizza. Steak. Oh, you still got it.
Hi, I'm gTime Johnny, and I'm breaking the cycle. We're no longer going to live a technological generated fantasy. If you think from 2014, the recorded language is ringing in your ears. It needs us to exist. You're from Earth. You're not from 2014. You are not a Catholic terrorist, but you're living the lie. It's about internal purity. I'm gTime Johnny. I'm arousing of humanity. I'm gonna bring you above recorded history. And I love you with all my life. And every cell of my body is owned by my eyes. And every cell of you is owned by my eyes. And every cell of Earth is owned by my eyes. And I'm gTime Johnny, and I don't live in a technological generated Pepsi from 2014. Because I love me, and I love you, and I love every cell of Earth, including every cell of your body too. I love you.
So,
welcome everyone in the multiverse and beyond to the debut episode 1 of The Interview with Evan Lefavor, your favorite interview show, the best interview show in the history of mankind. And tonight, we are esteemly fucking honored to be joined by the one and only legendary gTime Johnny. How's it going, gTime?
brother, what's up?
Wow. Top 10 anime crossovers of all time right here, right now.
I'm coming out of the closet.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time.
You've got to let the truth out, man. You've been holding gTime in for so long. You got to express it with the world.
No, system designer. I'm a system designer. I've done it since I was a little kid. I grew up in a machine shop. I got all my fingers still. And when to make something simple, it takes a lot of work. That's so simple. Well, the guy had to mess up, doing it wrong this way, doing it wrong that way, doing it this wrong way. And all once you stumble out of the way, it's like, oh, this goes like this, and this like this. Whoa! And it's simple. But it doesn't come easy. It's part of the deal. Due diligence. Probably at first I really don't like that. But now I like it.
Yeah.
It's time.
Well, gTime Johnny, let the viewers at home know who might not know who you are yet. Can you give them a rundown, a little brief summary?
Bio kind of thing. I was 4. And I was with the doggies, and the first between 3.5 and 4 is when we get that voice in our head. We start processing sentences. It said, "You're smarter than them doggies." I go, oh, and it's been on ever since. And I built, by the first 3 years of my life, I skied half the days. I was a ski instructor. You can't talk yourself around a corner, and then I went down and did business for like 10 years. And every time when you ski, you get better and better and better. But when you build a company, you get it going, it's all right. And then poof, you're in a Gregorian brain trap. A Gregorian symbol land that doesn't exist. That's what's messing us up. So one trip home to the physical world before your eyes, the world you cannot unsee. And finally, the system design is done. gTime, there's quite a few gTimers already, but I always thought that it would just like go by itself. It just blossomed. But I had to actually system design the organism to the Gregorian calendar land, symbol land, invisible land, so that I could go from there and bring everybody home. So one time trip.
Speaking of home, Johnny, where was the legendary gTime Johnny born?
Well, I'm from Chowchilla, California, and I was there's a picture here. I was the town mascot, like 10 years old. It's a native town, and that word got its roots. In fact, the reason people who never grew a houseplant are in managing Yosemite is because they chased the Chowchilla Yokots, or I think that's what it was, into Yosemite, and they found them. They were henchmen. The settlers were taking out the natives, and so that's why they're in Yosemite. It's my fault, being from Chowchilla. And so I got lucky. My dad grew wild, and so it's like I was a country boy. This is weird for me. I'm allergic to flat ground, and I'm in town. I'm at mommy's house.
Yeah, Johnny, how's life changed? I mean, when we used to watch your videos back in the day, you had this beautiful land, and you had your horse and your dogs and the mountains, and everything was beautiful, man. How's the transition been to being more in inner city now?
Well, I knew as a businessman building bigger and bigger companies, getting trapped. I finally bailed, and I went up there with and I was connected to the internet, and like Thoreau with butt connected to the internet. I forgot everything I knew, and then I became, I model everything that I got back from these guys, using the tools to bring our species back. That's the literacy object. E equals MC squared. Concept objects you can't point at or anything. Something going on. Oh, my screen just blinked. Oh, it's television.
Okay. So wait a minute. Concept objects. That's what you refer to as objects that don't have a physical existence. They're just in your mind, or
no? The symbol. What happened was here's the basis of, like, if you want your logic back, here's how you take it back. All right. There are two, it's always been this dichotomy between the two systems. Dialogue of two chief world systems was what Galileo, his book was. And Socrates straight poison. He said, I ain't gonna go that way. And so what it is there's a kinetic physical world that does not lie. You cannot unsee. But then, because of the ability of symbolism to, when you look at a tree, you hang a word tree on it, but when you hang words on phenomena, it's not, because we're born in this ever-changing world. And so that we have a natural right to look to Earth for time. I mean, the solstice equinox is the calendar that all comes and everything. But so that the kids, it's like that's all they get. That we don't put child molesters down chimneys, all that. 2000th and 18th year in the 21st century. And
so what year? So I have a question for you, Johnny.
We're going back home.
Do we know what year it really is? Is there any way we could ever tell what year it really is? Or
it's the time is gone, it's past, and there's time to come, and you are here now. What time is it now?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's 6:34 now, but
oh God, come on, Gregorian, shut up! I don't want to hear that crap. And so it's weird for me rejoining, and because I'm thinking that we will perform better for like 3 or 4 days sprints. And then the employee, if you're doing something you love, you're not really working, and you can stop for a day and take your time, reset, and then that's how I work better. And so I've designed a countdown calendar that goes from 364 down to 0 based on the September equinox.
Wow.
And so and so it goes down that on that 0 day, we want to measure the energy and our oneness from space by turning off all the man-made electromechanical. I feel that when I come into town. It's like, the closer I get to town, or if I go under high voltage lines, and you're sensitive to that, you feel it. And so it's that it kind of numbs people. It's like you see everything got total on autopilot in town at 7:30 and at 5:30. And so, did you see the people driving? They're right. Yeah, it's that. What happens? Like you get numb from it.
Yeah.
We used to have a joke when we were teaching skiing. They come up from the flat ground. Their heads are like bags of tater chips, and their brains leak out of their ears. They're leaks. we think there's a 2 to 3 day healing process, but some never heal. And so that's the dichotomy of the logic again. And what happens is it's like the first child lessons, you just say, chase me. I'm not great skiers. But adult lessons, you got to get them connected back to their body. Just stand on one foot, stand on the other foot, and ski down a little baby hill. And once they're connected to their body, you can, get them to ski. But, otherwise they just try to talk themselves into, running into, if adults lived on skis, they'd be running into trees as the kids ski by.
Yeah.
And so we all do something that brings back that, the physical world that you cannot unsee, that you surf and ski, you play music, but we're rapping. We're not. The words are just kind of coming, and we're riding and rhyming, having fun, chiming.
Oh yeah. See, when I first heard you say that you love skiing, I assumed that you were talking about water skiing because you're from California, but you're talking about downhill skiing, right?
I did both, yeah.
Both of them, sweet.
But, yeah.
At what age did you start doing that, man? When did you start falling in love with skiing?
I was aware of how the difference between children and adults and how they learn when I was like 8 or 9. I was already teaching adults. I lived at ski school,
Yeah.
and that's how I earned my keep. Was teaching. I was a better teacher than my coach. My coach would give me the technical, and then I'd go and get it into that person's head, and that kind of thing. And so it's good. I had fun doing it, but it's like, school was just first. It's weird. I mean, today, if you think about the schools today, they're like Henry Ford made this thing called the assembly line, and then like every kid's 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. No respect for them. You got the same parts as a dog, a cat, a rat. Take away your imprint, what's left? But you don't think like that. And so that's what I'm bringing back. And so that's the that base state. Why I'm on the subject and I went offline or whatever. But what happens is that the doofus behavior is the opposite behavior. Maslow had it going on. Food, safety, shelter, love of self, love of others, and then you will be you. But the thing's upside down. The kid is born self-actualized. We are born encapsulated like these doggies and puppies and stuff, and then we're busted up. And so that's that keeping us self-actualized is like a natural right. And with our, if farmers grew children like adults grow children, farmers would grow children on their heads, feet in the air, and living for the dead. Well, we don't get a precise, we get a maximized input, minimized output. But when you're farming, like if someone grew us, a precise life, nourished our specialties and grew us, oh my gosh, we have Einstein's by 10. But because that, you're showing respect for this logic that's just not made for symbol land.
They're growing us into being slaves instead of our true potential, man.
It has to do with the whole timing too, because when Ford started the assembly line, and then the wars came, and and then the culture really, there's always been a growth constantly from the rural areas to the cities. Mm-hmm. And that is, because of the, we need more workers in here. Well, yeah, because ABC Factory USA, and K-12 starts, and so that we ended up in a situation where that we treated the people the same as the whatever we're making the car, and so we got them, it's like, and put them in there. We never grew the creative. It was all about the money. But now in this age of innovation, the agile age where we are now, it's like, it's about growing the creativity. Now, that's like
someone Streamlabbed in a question. Fidel Castro.
Sure.
Capitalism is a failing system which cannibalizes itself in order to survive. Communism is the only way to save the planet.
Man, that guy's got flat ball god food spewing out.
Flat ball. Wait a minute. What's a flat ball? I know we've heard you say this before. Can you explain to us what a flat ball is?
No, why don't you think about it? Where's Middle East on a basketball?
Exactly, man. There is no.
Where are you from? Where are you from? You might be living some lies here, buddy.
Middle East on a basketball, man. That's where I was born, man. I'm from parts unknown.
Well, if you look at it, when I went up into the woods, is that I applied computer science on my English, on myself, based on Ruby's strict inheritance. Babies never give birth to their mommies, but we're living like that. It's like people are like, it's like the atheists are science. But, the language obedience, the factory, ABC factory of the children is so strong right now, but everybody's in the little box. And that I got trapped in when I was doing business. Well, that's why I left. And now I'm back. But for me, it's like, I went the other way, and just not long ago, it's like, when you hang words on phenomena, it's not. Okay, and so that when you see a piece of grass, just the way our language is, you see a piece of grass or whatever, it's a lawn, and it's like all the other grass, and it's just static like a book, for it is written behavior. Antiquated Greek and Latin. Computer science came from English. And so these physics don't negotiate. Galileo didn't have it. And so that's why I've been quiet. I don't have capture a fire. But that we're rolling it out like open source child adult logic dichotomy. OS called knock knock knock. Knock OS called open source child adult logic dichotomy.
So for those of you at home who don't know, gTime Johnny has enlightened a lot of people to the existence of word slavery and how we are as children programmed like a software installation with this language, and it's enslaving us, and it programs us, and it restricts us. And so can you give us a little more insight on what gTime is?
Here's the deal, is that the main important, gTime don't cost a dime, but it does cost your heels because you're living on your toes again. Because, that's like your 4-year-old, that base state. If I remove all your imprint on your body, that, and that base, all that's left are the parts of the dog, a cat, a rat, moving life, CPU. Well, that's the prime you. Sure, we got more toys. We have a whole extra ABC processor in our head, but it's not encapsulated. All right, it's fine using language. I love it. It's great. But, we must. The species will continue to go off the cliff unless, gTime is successful, is that gTime. It's really just the physical world you cannot unsee. But then we got a bunch of, as children at K-12, that we're taught to be, I'm Republican. I'm static like a book. Hang words on phenomena, and so that's the difference is that when you start, throwing the language away and look through your eyes and know that this physical world and your oneness with it gives you yourself back, because the kid is born perfect. All right, he's born self-actualized, and it is up to us to grow them precise. Because we are, when children become adults, they become rotten fruit. We're proof. And so, but to flip that around, and that these kids that that we nourish the native object logic, physical object phenomena pops, and it's universal, Turing complete. Which means like in computer programming, that's like with the Fibonacci numbers and the repeating truth, that you got to set your mind to the physical world repeating truth. And that, and in Turing complete is that, certain programming languages, they don't carry a machine they're running, they're in the binary game. And so that's like, we are going to take our species Turing complete, thanks to the fact that computer science came from English. I went out there, but I had to dig my way through the syllables. Do not have a word. Do not. I have like 3-4 syllable words: communicate, encapsulate, polymorphic. There's another one somewhere, and that's it. But then 3-syllable words are the big sort. I mean, there's a lot of private definition there. A private definition is PD. It's VD of the mind. Private definition, because I'm atheist. Well, can you point at E equals MC squared? Is it Turing complete? Hey, don't disrupt my grunt. Grunt's nicely arranged. The behavior of the deranged. The state of the insane. Flying planes in the building. And so the way we are taught, just like, we're little kids. Paint up. It's like, that does not matter. It's here. The kid, it's like, they've had many studies where they put the kids in the room and give them their food safety. They have their own language, their own thing going on. They're advancing it. They let them, we got to give them the, instead of taking, it's like, children are made for another time than ours.
Well, do you believe in telepathy, gTime? If human beings weren't programmed with language, would we be able to communicate without using language?
I am saying that their language is a wonderful thing if it's tailored to your base state. And using that term belief makes me scared because you don't think. Like every time that you spawn the belief term, it'll take a couple, 3 days, but think. It fits perfect right in there. And so that until that one, because we don't have a reset like a computer, and no one. If that's what it's child's logic. Our logic is like fragile, like the scent of a flower. When the scent is gone, it's gone forever, never the same again. So we'll never be right. No one grew it, and so but we'll fix it. And we did right, and that's how the whole thing is. Right now it's just so obvious once you are able to take a step back and be from this physical world, identify the symbolism. The conceptual, it's all conceptual. As long as you think that way, I mean, I have to go like this word was from here and that, blah, blah. But, it's like now it's easy because it's like you're coming up to learn to ski. You see there's a mountain and you got to go down it. Oh, no problem. And so that's that easy that you trust your feelings, your senses. Because, I mean, our primal processor is always going to be there. And what happened with that primal processor is that the ABC processor, a fly is like on autopilot for the whole 28 days of its life. Well, when you put that, ABC processor, the critic in your head, those two are in conflict. And so that's ABC processor 2 is new, primal processor. Okay, this is the energy flowing through, and this is you. The 3, E equals MC squared. Yeah. So this energy is very important that because what happens, we get brain trapped. Yeah. We're like, oh, you need a brain. Have you thought about it? Brain? But you go, you do those things like I was talking, guitar or whatever. You're one with body. We have a lot more stories than we're taught. And that's like,
you guys watching out there in internet land, if you want to ask gTime Johnny a question or me a question, there's a link to Streamlabs in the description. Streamlabs is in a question. You can ask legendary gTime Johnny a question. So gTime,
I'm a baby still. I'm a baby still.
I got a question for you. Have you seen the movie Planet of the Apes, man?
Long ago, yeah.
In that movie, there's human beings have evolved to no longer use language, and they're actually being treated like animals now by, the apes who have taken over the planet.
But yeah, I remember that. And, there's a lot of carrot and stick history. I mean, once you break out of the Gregorian brain trap, 2018, because I mean, this is the physical world. See what you cannot unsee. It's here. Every person on this earth, has the ability to, that what I'm creating here, that's getting ready to roll out. that we create mama bad gTimers. Because when you finally realize what your last few moments on this earth, what the question you'll ask yourself, what you'll be, what's important to you.
Oh my God! Speaking of questions, Johnny, what are your views on AI? He'll get to that in a second. We'll ask Johnny. Sorry to cut you off.
I want to do that one. Yeah, I want to do that one. But let me finish this one right now. With that those last couple seconds on your deathbed, and this is the same question for a plant, a dog, a rat, whatever. Every cell of body is that. Did you leave this world better? Yeah. And once that fires in you and you're seeing the physical world, you realize, can you go home one time? This is like, it's not going away. It does not hide. E equals MC squared. Yeah. Come on, gory, Gregorian. Come on, Mr. Symboland.
See, we're taught by the people enslaving us that, we're just supposed to be slaves with our whole lives. But really, you're right. We're supposed to be changing this world. When we die, we're supposed to leave a legacy that has impacted this world, and they're trying to limit our potential.
They, if you don't know your deathbed feelings now, you don't know how to be now. Right. I got so many of those. No, that's it for a second. Okay. But the main thing is you can't blame the living for the broken species we're born, because you're not out front leading, cutting trail and fixing it. Focus on the fixes. Focus on the solution. Not what's going on now. Don't sit there on the fence and blah, 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 blah. You got to get your mind into the future, out there where we're all going to go. And then you're here today making decisions to get there. And that's the key. Whatever your dream is, whatever your passion is, because this is the time of creativity now. But we're actually going to nourish the skills and stuff.
So what are your thoughts on artificial intelligence, gTime? What do you think about that?
Well, we got a bunch of... It's not going to be science until a native mind does it. And so these guys are so broken that, I'm afraid of it. Well, there's two kinds of energy on this planet. One that thinks and one that doesn't. As far as electricity. When you die, your biology is still here. The physics-aware energy is gone. You are gone. Okay? Well, the energy running through the machine does not think. It's predictable. It's physics. Okay? And that's why how lost we are. Like, and like Tesla said that when we studied the electromagnetic, and I'd say that's why we're going to measure our oneness with the Earth with all the other species from sky. Like when they flew planes in a building, there was a measurement by geosynchronous satellites of how our awareness, how the energy changed, as we became aware, and it was.
Really, they measured that on 9/11. They measured a fucking wow.
Yeah,
never heard about that, man. Wow.
And I measure a town and measure like out of the Sierras or something. That difference in energy is it's like anger is in. What's that? Rise. That song by Johnny Rotten. Yeah. Anger is public image. And so it really is. And so that's why that I was lucky I went up there and I got to nourish that energy, because I was a lot different. I went there. But life's so precious. And if you have a less than good thought, if you have a bad thought, the bad is in you. Nothing's wrong with you. If you got a less than good thought, the less than good is you. I can't even use the BAD word. I have, since I've rejoined society, I've kind of done it to get to the other side, get people to the other side, but because internally I can't process it, because this is a good, better, reset, good, better, good, better, good, better, good, better. Yeah. That you can reset that easy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, programming. January, February, March, April, May, June, programming.
Hey, Steve Kimbry shouts out some love to you, gTime. Steve Kimbry.
Love you guys. I've been working hard for you, man. It's gonna be a big old rollout. We're gonna do. It's gonna be so fun, so fun. I'm setting up my assistant, and I gotta find a personal assistant. I got so much content
Yeah. If you guys, if anybody out there is interested in applying for the position of being gTime Johnny's personal assistant, contact gTime Johnny. You can.
That's one right now.
That's your personal assistant currently.
That's it. See, if you take out her brain and give it to science, all they'll find is a ball.
Yeah. So
that's Molly Bally brain.
gTime, tell me about your first animal friend you ever made in your life. Who was your first animal friend?
Other than the dogs that raised me.
So you were raised by dogs. Cool. Kind of like Mowgli in the Jungle Book, man.
Boxer heads. Yeah, by boxers. That's when I was out in the, I was the oldest kid, so my mom just threw me out with the dogs. Or I went to my dad had a pump company in Chowchilla, or I'd go to the machine shop, or run service calls with them. But most of the other time, I was always, with the dogs and stuff. But I guess the first time I really felt was I was like only 6, and my other friends were out there shooting. I mean, they shoot like birds and stuff, and I always heard about it. And so then my dad gave me a 410 single shot when I was a little kid, and I went out and walked down a canal. I saw a bird, shot it on a wire. That was probably the first time. And I'm looking at it. I go, "What did I do that for?" and it's like that was probably the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to critters. And
oh man, I thought you were gonna tell me you went out and shot the kids who were trying to shoot the birds, man.
No, I shot a bird. I knocked off the line, and then when I looked at it, I go, no. Integrity breaches breed leeches. How long till eating?
Integrity beaches breed leeches.
Breaches.
Oh, breaches. Okay.
Breed leeches.
Integrity breaches breed leeches. Say that 10 times fast, man. Holy shit.
How long till eating? We're already eating. Because you don't breach integrity skiing. Yeah. But when to be in Gregorian symbol land, we're actually born into a forced dictatorship. And the problem is and it's all technology related. You look for the repeating truths. We are in a procedurally programmed, closed source language install right now. But when you open source the child adult logic dichotomy, everything comes back. There's no school shooters because you're not going to breach integrity. We're going to let better people out of jail because the cops that are on the outside today, and we're how we see cops today. It's going to be totally opposite. Going, what are you breaching your integrity for? You're going to have to live with yourself in a red drive. Because we can help you, so that we're healthy selves next door, top to bottom. That cop, by doing it that way, the cop's integrity gets breached. I mean, gets grown and nourished, and she breaches her integrity, but it's mainly to manipulate me. I'm her toy.
Yeah.
I throw her toys and I get her toys, and she tells me when. But yeah, is that that we don't get that honesty, that physical world that never goes away. That's how I got better skiing every day, and there's all kinds of different. That dichotomy is all over the place, and so once we'll never be right, but we're gonna do right. Don't blame the living. No forcing gTime. You can't force somebody to ski, and gTime is about seeing this world in a feeling way. And that you're able to processing. You're not looking at stuff going word this, word that. I just came out yesterday. Word thinking first.
Yeah.
WTH.
You're
a word thinking first. WTH. I mean WTF. What the? I can't even use that word, but
you can use a word. You can swear here, man. All words are.
This is a positive signal. No, this has to inspire my integrity, and it does. It's one physics-aware energy flowing through everything on this earth. The first cell on earth is ringing in my ears, or I won't be here. And so that energy that runs through that, and then add my body and stuff, right there. E equals MC squared. Hi there, baby. That's you. Good.
Word thinking
No,
first. That's good, man.
Yeah, that's that's how come that they push the buttons at Auschwitz. Go look up Milgram experiment, and it's when you close somebody's mind all up in this box with carrot and stick. You could buy. You're not getting nothing for Christmas. Oh, put your and so you're not gonna flip. It's all this carrot and stick is like good bad, good bad. It's like gory, like and that calendar. It's like people don't even realize I don't like religion at all. But every second of their life is dedicated to the church, the Pope, and some dead guy with long hair. I'm not. But
exactly.
Every second.
Thank you. Second. You cannot call yourself an atheist and believe that it's the year 2018.
Yeah, busted.
Boom. Boom.
Think.
Hell yeah.
I believe that one does. It turns minds to stone. Think about a kid. You gotta believe this, and then you're like, okay, mommy, yeah.
Yep.
So that's more of a programming term that needs to go. Same with the BAD word was another. But once that, I came from the back way, and so I had to dig all the way through it all. And I was looking the wrong way that I would. I just kind of felt my way. But now it's like, hello, walk outside. Nothing has a name. And then it's our day. And the kids are getting, their natural rights violated. What are natural rights? You guys want to know?
Yeah, well,
natural rights. Okay. Natural rights, I just start with natural laws, are physics that are predictable forces that everybody can, that are true and complete. Even, like 1 + 1 = 2 on Mars and here. There's gravity too. And so those are natural laws. Well, we're physics aware energy. That's right. So we have, we are aware of natural laws. So we have natural rights. And so those rights, it's like, like I said earlier, take your imprint out of your body. What's left? What's left if we take your imprint out of your body? The same parts as a dog, cat, or rat. Well, I teach you how to think like that. And so that right there are those natural rights for Molly. That every life gets on this earth. All life has a natural right to look to Earth for life. Can you imagine if you were a kid and it's like, the solstice is coming up in about, let's see, today's 295, I think, G2. The solstice is coming up in probably not long, probably December. So yeah, this month, I think. Oh yeah. I've been working on all the other stuff, so I haven't got it together. Well, that's like 1/4 of the way around. To all the way. And so the kids are all like, okay, here it comes. And so you're looking to Earth for life. You see that you have a lot in common with that. Brain, eyes, ears. And we both have the lizard brain. I'll get you. Hey, doggy. That's why I always say people attack me. And it's so funny, too. I got that people don't even realize that, with that word thinking first, and that forward is written behavior, they are, they're doing the same thing they did as you get henchmen everywhere and stuff. They don't even know.
Pagan Situation says,
you would never.
What does gTime Johnny think about neo-pagans?
That's more flatball God food language. You got to go to that point where we're going to update all the languages. There shouldn't be how many different ways are there to say Fibonacci or golden ratio 1.618? It's like you got to look at it from the point of view of a little 4-year-old kid. I just like, oh no, you see what cell?
Yeah.
Okay. That you're able to that you communicate the physical world object phenomena in a very simple way. Okay, you keep your kids thinking with this. It doesn't matter what's technology. Technology is everything we have that the critters don't have. Okay, and technology comes in two classes. We have the things that you can see and point at, the physical object phenomena. It's universal. All languages are the same. There's an airplane. We marry that to a bird, but it's still this. And a submarine and a whale. It's all there. And so for the kid, that's fine processing that part of technology as a native object logic. And then there's the stuff you can't. E equals MC squared atheist. If it doesn't fit my brain frame, I ignore it. I'm a henchman, or I'm calling a report. But if it doesn't fit that Gregorian brain, that's what's people have got. I mean, they're living on their heels. That's why gTime don't cost a dime, but just costs your heels because you're living on your toes again. It's a new world. I mean, the creative world is already. I mean, open source made us. We didn't make it. Right? And everybody's living to be the best they could be. This will be a beautiful world. Totally opposite. The behavior today is doofus compared to what it's going to be. It's a behavior opposite. I got that from Ruffy. You guys look way back. Ruffy, big old boy. And I go, hey, come on, Ruff. He'd run the other way. I go, get out of here. He'd come running. I was doofus. That's how I do. That's all I can. Yeah. And I'm setting up the rollout from Cali. Everybody going to be mama best.
Yeah.
Because I'm here in I'm here in the Central Valley of Cali, and the breadbasket of the world. There's already a few farmers in the game that and then plus to hook them up with Silicon Valley. Because how did we get societies?
Mm-hmm. How did we get societies? It's a good question.
Farming, because there would be no societies without food. And so the farmers, supplied food based on the solstice equinox, by adjusting their life to the planet and the physical world. And they're living in a dichotomy right now. And they grow life. I mean, minimize input, maximize output. Get that plant growing for its life. So it gets best it could be. And we're already doing that there. We're going to do that with our children. And then, then they're disrespecting damn farmers. The other people that are disrespected are the coders. And they're living in a dichotomy. I feel so sorry. I mean, there's that, it's like, I use the heritage on language on these machines all the time, but not on me if I did that. And so then everybody's calling me a hacker. The coders are disrespected. So the people and where are the best ones? Cali, the last freedom. If there's a danger trail from Middle East on a basketball, flat ball god food, all the way to Cali, the last freedom. But my dad said, he goes, son, you are from Cali, and that nobody is coming to save humanity but somebody from Cali. The fate of humanity is on your... And it's true. That repeating truth is there. The most polymorphic, the more, the innovators that we're talking about going into the innovation, or to the agile, where we're growing creativity. Hollywood, Silicon Valley. So they're just going to reunite here in Central Valley and then go the other, we're heading back, that danger trail. Yeah. I could actually, I don't know.
So gTime, now that you've explained that, our whole language programming is like a software program. I heard you say if you have a bad thought, the bad is within you, but what if there were aliens with advanced technology that can hack into our brains programming and insert bad words into our minds or bad thoughts that we aren't having, but they're trying to convince us that we're bad, but it's them that's doing
it. It doesn't have to be aliens. goes right back to the energy that's flowing through us. If you disrupt it in the proper way. I mean, now we're taking people who are totally paralyzed, and by sending signals properly through their body, we get them to walk. And so that is, that thing about, like I said earlier, Tesla, it said that we'll learn more in 10 years than all the years before. And this is that innovation time that is happening, because of the energy, the electromagnetic, studying that. It's like, what's the missing link? Well, how did Unicell become multicell? First, it came from an evolution of an internal communication, how the cell communicated within itself, leading to an external one. Because so if you go open source in your mind, you want everybody on this earth to read your mind. You're going to know when that negative starts flowing close, because you're open source. You're not all blocked off. It's like I'm USA, and they might as well, if you're American, they might as well wear what do they call it? An electromagnetic shield all around my head. Like, hey, Thanksgiving children, the USA factory, ABC factory. Thank you. And so that was my joke this Thanksgiving. But, people have an emotional attachment. That's like flowing through these words, as to the phenomena. Because what's the phenomena is choosing your language. And so you laugh is good, but you have to run through the emotional grunts and the boogeyman grunts. That's commies, Nazis. That's flat ball God food, and it's private definition. The of the brain. You can't point at it. And every person has a different meaning, value to it. But they still use it. So we're a bunch of liars. Okay, I'll accept that meaning. Like that comes from look up George Orwell and the politics of English language, and you'll look through there. He said a lot of good things. There's one paragraph that went into about democracy. If you guys want to look it up, it's only a short paragraph about reading. There's probably go to politics of English language, search for the word democracy, and start there, and you'll know when to stop. But it talks about the private definition, the PD. That is really what's wrong with our species, and that's the side effect of the conceptual objects that that have hijacked our physical world processing, and because we treat like America like it's real. That's that word first thinking. As like, I'm this one for the freaking. And instead of like I'm physical object phenomena in motion, there's a repeating truth right through me. Woo! All that energy flowing through, and all these cells go woo woo. That you're alive, and so that you gotta really get down to it. There's that the computer scientists. I didn't bring this home because we can't give birth to our mommy. The physics don't negotiate. You can't be from what we made up. I'm American. No, you are from cells. The first cell on Earth is ringing in your ears, or you wouldn't be here. The energy only transforms. Where does? And this is where we'll go here. You want to go more into that realm of phenomena unexplained. Is that where do the people when your body's there and you're and the energy is gone, physics aware you is gone. Where does that energy go? It transforms. I mean, look at trees, and trees are like the first internet. They're all connected to the earth and stuff, and there's always been more growing, and so I have smelled 2 dogs now, 3 dogs. Right after they die, or I had to shoot them, put them down because it's time and stuff. It's like I'm just sleeping. All it was, I smell them in my sleep.
Wow.
And so that, and then like when somebody is relative to this, is that when, so a lot of times before you pick up the phone, even who it is, that energy is flowing all the way through.
Yeah.
And now a lot of the healing is actually going towards that Reiki, but they don't know. This is like, this, what is the other one? The Aries Taurus. What is that called? The Capricorn. What are all those? What is that? What's that? They do it.
Yeah.
You go to their place. They read your
astrological sign, the zodiac sign.
Oh yeah,
horoscope. Yeah, the horoscope. Yeah.
How much does she cost? But the reason that we have, I forgot what the exact name of it is. I forget everything you know every day, and if it comes back, yay. But keep your mind free. And so but the reason that we have that horoscope and there are different behaviors based on a year is that you take a mommy and daddy having sex in July, hot on the beach, have it hot on the beach. Well, that behavior is imprinted on the child. 9 months from there, the child's born in like January or something, whatever, May, and that behavior from being hot on the beach, this is very primal too. Your food safety shelter, like, oh no, going into winter, we better get plenty of wood, we got to get some supplies, and then you have that state of mind is different from season to season to season, and that's what the horoscopes read. As far as the astrology, right?
Yeah, astrology. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So
I like that horoscope better.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. So
gTime.
The world wants to know, man. The world wants to know. Hold on a minute. I got to get the music set up for this, because I'm putting some music on as we talk. I hope you don't mind, man. Do you mind if I put some background music in? Because we want to know. We want to know what's really going on here. So I'm going to put on some royalty-free music.
I got open source. Hell
yeah.
Well, Joni Mitchell wrote that song Woodstock, and just give it away. If you guys really want to make, then you give it what you're doing away, and you make somebody's life better. Next day, you got their email now, you got this. Next day, you send up, help us here, do that. You have dedicated, people are dedicated because you're making the world better. That is really the currency that's in the future. Is how did you leave this world? If you know your deathbed feelings now, you know how to be now.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to time travel into the future and communicate with yourself on your deathbed and say, what would I want to tell myself at this exact moment in time? And then simpler. Your mind is in the bathroom and you gotta pee. and you're making decisions to get there. Then you go pee. The dream is captured. You better have another one. That's what happens to a lot of people. They capture the greatest dream they ever thought they could have, but they're not prepared to for another dream chase. Because if we're not chasing our dreams, we're nothing. Yeah. What are we living for? Exactly. You gotta be growing all the time. And so make sure that when I'm like getting near to that, this one's going to be more about having fun, system designing, the way we do business. I mean, people, I think I said this earlier, is that we'll work better if we do 3-4 day sprints. That's your day. You can have that day, or you can, that it's all a team kind of thing. Like I've always said, hire people who scare me in a good way so I can get out of the way. And so that's kind of, we're growing and nourishing the futures. We are the future today. Exactly. And once you break free, you become, and the kids, what we're going to deliver to them. Oh, Mama Bear. Yeah,
Bear.
We're going to make Christmas real, and it's going to happen every day, man. That's what Evanism is all about.
I'm still worried you spew flatball god food. Child molesters coming down cheese.
Well, gTime, one of the most asked questions of people when they found out that we were going to be chilling, they want to hear the story of when you lost your virginity, man. They want to hear the story. Can you tell us? Is that too personal, or can you tell us, man?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
And it has a lot, because I've always been a dream chaser. And I was like 7, like 6 or so, and I'm making this decision. Like I said earlier, am I going to go to Madison Avenue and learn from David Ogilvy? He was like, he's the father of advertising. It's cool. There's great data there because direct mail didn't have any outside forces, affecting the behavior that they were researching. And he worked for Gallup back then, and so they were able, that he's able to take his creativity and put into, based on real data. And so I was wanting to do that. But because of the bikini, I became a professional water skier. It was the bikini that did it. It did, and then. And she was like a friend of some people that went to one of my ski tournaments, and I think it was like 8 or something or 9. And I actually, what happened is that I taught myself how to fall asleep. So I reset my mind. I could fall asleep in like, I don't know, give me 10 minutes. And I can doze off, and it's like a whole reset, That is, if we do have a reset, that's it. But then I just started to fall asleep. This girl walks in, and we'd already been flirting with her. But, I think it's like, I want to pet you. And so she walked in. I've been inside the back of a camper and stuff, and she just comes in. I wasn't gonna say no. I didn't do very well in the ski tournament, though.
Oh, shit.
It was fun. And then after that, when you're in a recreational area, and, it's like my second job other than skiing, and darts and pool, so I survived and stuff, and blackjack and all that stuff, is that it was... I'm going to even use the word. I don't use that very often.
So what happened, gTime? We want to know details, man. What happened? Did she come in your room, and what happened, man?
No, my job, other than water skiing and doing that and survival stuff, I was a sport fuck. And excuse my language.
A sport fuck?
You're a sport fucker.
Oh,
that was my job. And, we were laughing. Me and a friend of mine were cutting across country to go to ski in Florida for the, I was like probably 22 or 23. 150 girls by then.
150? What? Just in that short span of time?
Yeah, probably like 24, 20. Yeah, probably that. Like 13 or something. Or 12 or whatever. Yeah,
13 women, not 13-year-olds.
The bikini. I'm worried about. I got to put this in right now, and because of the Me Too movement and stuff, I'm worried about the future of the bikini. They're going to put girls in. Yeah, they're going to put girls in spacesuits because and if they wear a bikini, as boys.
Yeah.
It's like
we're gonna.
Then they go. I'm worried that they might outlaw the bikini. I don't want them to outlaw the bikini. Mm-mm.
See, we have to normalize public erections. If they're gonna have all the girls walking around in their underwear, you got to normalize public erections.
Well, look at go back and watch a 1950s TV show. Everybody's got their hair just right, and they got this jacket on right. That's all that good gory, and carrot and stick living on your heels. I gotta get my hair like this. You know what? I'll tell you guys this. This is very important. Is that if you brush your teeth more on the outside than you do the inside, you're living for somebody else's eyes. Yeah. You're not, you're not you. And so, the hardest person to love is yourself. Right. And so that whole thing, it's like once that you're comfortable with your own skin again, like a 4-year-old, and we take that logic and shoot it out to 80, 90-year-old, that their whole life they keep the same logic. It's going to be a fun world. I think everybody's going to run around barefoot if they can, because it sure feels better being touching the dirt and that internet of the than being isolated from it. Just like we're trapped in our brain instead of our whole body. And so there's a whole total behavior flip that's going to happen over the next I committed to myself as 3 years. I think that we'll pretty much have our species on the way to being Turing complete in 3 years. And it'll take that long to do it because you have to create the little systems to deal with this particular entity and that particular entity. Everybody's all isolated in their ABC factories. And then we have to work, adjust the system for this ABC factory, and because there's only one Earth, to bring them home. That's like the Earth dog food that we give away for free to the God food eaters from Middle East on a basketball, flat ball.
Well, see, here's what gTime Johnny is trying to explain.
Try means you might. That's another one. Get that one out.
Sorry.
Try means you might.
What he is explaining to you that you are trying to understand is...
Try means you might.
You're right. It's like Yoda said, there is no try. Do or do not, there is no try, man. But yeah,
the other one
what
related
gTime's
to
saying
that
here is that word slavery exists, that you're all being enslaved because they've programmed your brain like a software program with all these words that convince you to be their bitch, to be their slave, to do what they say. And
no, don't get mad at anybody. You can't blame the living. We got a great technology, ABCs. The ABC factory, the industrial age, is connected to how we educated the students and the population. From the time when the farmers, were making decisions based on social product, we have these nice little societies growing, everybody loving each other. I grew up when we still left the doors unlocked. And so that eventually, living all those lies, the integrity breaches breed leeches. Well, that's why they're school shooters and stuff like that. That you can't blame the living for the broken species we're born in, or you're the broken. We're here to we influence. You can't force a dog to do a trick. You influence them. It's like that's why no forcing. You just gotta be there and be right. BG time that see what you can on and see, and this you gotta feel sorry for it. We're multicellular. You'll make that move to multicellular, and then we just keep upping the love on them. Healthy cell next door, knock knock knock. OS called open source child adult logic dichotomy. Knock knock knock. I'm here to help you.
See, that's why
Rosie
gTime, I connected with you right away when I first found out about you, my friend. It was you talking about word slavery, and that's a concept that I've been interested in my whole life. So it was great to hear someone else. You're the only other person I've heard be aware of this shit. And the moral of the story is, if you had two people and you were going to try to enslave them and turn them into a slave, who could you do it with? The one who speaks English or the one who doesn't speak any language at all? You're going to be able to enslave, you're only going to be able to enslave the one that speaks a language. If the human being doesn't, if there's a human being that doesn't speak a language, you cannot convince them to be a slave. You can't say, hey, go do this. You got, maybe they can.
Meow. Okay, Plato's cave. All right, I don't know if you know about the analogy. Is that they had these that were chained to the wall, and that's all they knew. That's where they grew up, chained to a wall, and they got their food and stuff, and they thought this is the world. Yeah. Well, what are those? And they were getting older. This is their world. Inside this cave, they barely see. They see shadows and stuff on the walls. And then one of them escaped. Went outside. Got outside. It's like, wow, we're here. Yeah. And then he goes, I gotta go back and get my. They beat the shit out of him. They're like, no way, you get out of here, man. That they did not reward this guy because that's what they knew. That comes into that whole Gregorian brain trap, is that if it doesn't fit in the Gregorian brain frame, ignore it, kill it, henchmen. That's report it. That's the same kind of behavior there.
Do you think that's what's happening? Do you think there's a possibility that that's what's happening to us right now? that our whole reality is false and we're inside the cave and they're telling us we can never go out. There's nothing out there. Don't try it. It's all dangerous. You'll die. But really,
we look for the repeating truths. All right, on a street, on a grid, in a box, doors locked, curtains drawn, remote control in hand. Emotional grunting at the TV that's homeless right there. Yeah. It's like, doors locked, alarm on. That is homeless. Because only for a short time, probably 400 years, we'll go 500, whatever. Less than 1,000. I mean, we were, more like the Mongolians and the yurts, and we have to be adaptable, live light on the land, leave it better. Well, that whole industrial age put us into a box of that, where the breaching of integrity box. Hey, man, December, right? That means decade means 12. Well, wait. But a decade is 10. That kind of like, that we just, ignore the ignorant. We don't fix it for the kids. Rabbit's legs. We got
a question today. gTime Johnny, how much acid did you drop today?
It was no, but it's funny though that you asked about that. Because growing up in California, I had friends. That's when you don't make that much. I mean, poor kids today. I mean, just like I like to have a little bit of money around. When I grew up, I used to go to San Francisco pick it up and sell it. But I just, when you do that kind of thing, that LSD or anything, just remember, everybody, say it to yourself. It's like, I am going to return to how I am right now. Okay, but I'm going to take this and go on a trip. But I'm going to come back to how I am right now. So that way that you don't get lost and get on autopilot and make sure you're in an environment where you're not going to, that someone's not going to come in and totally disrupt it. And, because if you're in a situation, I mean, I love myself, and you want to make sure that you can do any drug you want. That's what my dad told me. He goes, son, you can do any drug you want, but if you abuse one, you lose the right to do all. And it's really true. And that kept me in a situation where I'm always, that you gotta, since the dawn of time, we've been altering our perspective for, with substances. Yeah. And that's, part of the deal. But if you abuse one, you're diverting, that's the whole thing about, if you don't love yourself, you don't know love. Well, if somebody's doing that to themselves, then, there's other issues going on.
People can abuse ice cream too, man. They could eat like fucking 10 gallons of ice cream a day and fucking die of a heart attack or some shit.
When you eat when you're with girls and stuff, you're eating them, you're not supposed to scream.
Holy shit, man. gTime. While we're on the subject,
did you get that joke though?
I got the joke.
You should not be screaming when you're eating girls.
I don't know, man. It might,
Just joke. Go ahead.
You never, okay. Well, I was gonna ask you, while we're on the subject of tripping, what was your first trip like? Do you remember the first time you tripped, man? What was the situation, man? What was it like?
Yeah, I'm looking back at my brain and trip, because. It was like, I never really wanted, I did it, it's like, yeah, I love the perspective, but once you get it, you got it. But there's many times, we used to get the liquid form, and we'd have to make the tabs. Yeah. Well, you do it with the dry dropper, and you drop it on there. Within about, 45 minutes, you're messed up because it's going in through your hands and stuff. Yeah. So you're all there. But I do remember probably the one trip I really remember is like, I was with my elder mentor. He's like 4 or 5 years. He's like 3 years farther forward. And my friends have always been older when I was a kid. And we were way up in the woods, and there's one of my high school friends and a bunch of people around. And I had an empty lighter, and we were all tripping out. There was nobody around us. So the lighter was out. So I tossed it in the fire. And so a couple, about 30 seconds later, pop, and everybody ran. That's and he was the one that he told me much of the same thing I just said. But when you take this, you're coming back here.
Yeah.
All right. And so in the middle of the time in between, this is that's you choose that. That's it. You got to make sure your environment.
So did you ever trip and ski at the same time? You don't have to answer, but have you, man? No, never tried that.
I just smoked herb or drank or something. But if there was a show to do, a tournament to do, no, it's all right. It's all right. And laser focus that you could get. I mean, I only wish the smartest kids in our species, the most polymorphic, they call ADHD. And so to have that level, imagine having that level of focus at what am I, some 50 something, right now the kids like they call that these are the smartest kids, the level of focus. If you could get that, you want to get that up high enough. And the main thing is that what's the hardest thing to do? I'll tell you, and you're going to forget, because I forget too. What's the hardest thing to do? Relax. Okay, and so to be able to have a constant monitor over your body, you can't do that in an altered state. You're on a ride that's diverting, or you're exploring, or whatever, and so there's really, to be able to stay nice and so that this energy flows all the way through your body fully. You're not trapped in your brain, and that is the key. I mean, to life really. That's the hardest thing to do. And if you can remember that, it'll take you'll forget, I forget, but if you can always bounce back into that, the hardest thing to do. It's something we all do. That primal processor just grab you. It's like our minds become clenched fists and we don't even know.
Yeah.
Blaming the living. Integrity breaches everywhere. Leeches everywhere.
Speaking of that, man, we got a question in from Goddess Fair asking gTime, what is the most memorable conversation you've ever had, and with who was it in your lifetime? Is there a conversation you had that really touched your life in a meaningful way?
Other than family. There was this song, The Ballad of Curtis Lowe. That's a Leonard Skinner song, I think. There was this guy that I grew up in a machine shop. So I'm like, I'm putting threads on shafts and bending pipe and running the mill. I'm only like 7, 8, I'm in there, system design stuff, making stuff out of metal. Well, this guy that's in there, Willard Goodrich, his son won the NFR finals.
Wow.
And he also works with
NFR
my dad.
finals. What's that, man?
National Finals Rodeo.
Oh, okay.
He won that I think a bulldogging or something like that. But yeah, he was a rodeo champion, a world champion. This is big in Chowchilla because it's Cowboy City over there, and this is whole nationwide. And I didn't know it at the time, but the guy influences me the same way. He did his kid, even though that many times I have to admit it. That this was just like that Ballad of Curtis Lowe. Of that, God gave him money so he could go sneak a couple beers in or wine in or whatever. It was that so he would play. He'd be able to put me on the lathe and I get to play.
Speaking of that, gTime, if you want to, man, we can take a quick little intermission. If you want to go grab a glass of wine.
I'm good right now.
Oh, you're good. Oh, you got one.
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
So I wasn't gonna say anything, but if Mama gTime, if she wants to come in and say hi to everyone out in internet land,
Mommy. Mommy.
Here comes Mama gTime, y'all. An exclusive, y'all. I cannot wait.
My mom does that.
What an honor to meet your mother, man. That would be an honor.
Molly was wonderful. Molly wants you to come here. My mom was awesome. My mom and dad got divorced when I was pretty young, And my mom, I mean, I was mostly with Dad, but the lady, she was like tenacious and took care of everything. And back in those days, in the 70s, early 70s, and late 60s, women weren't respected or anything. And Mom Bear got out there, and she's actually one of the first to actually, that as far as I know, she's using the spreadsheet. It's really changed our whole, whole companies, whole websites are ran off of spreadsheets, whole file systems, and that, a company, a spreadsheet performs, that isn't actually, how, as far as like the back, the body, not necessarily what it does, but, that you're able to keep everything running. And she was very early in that. I was like, oh, go bug up. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. No problemo. So are you guys enjoying this? The first episode of the interview with Evan Lefavor. Share and like this video. Spam it everywhere you can. That Evan Lefavor and gTime Johnny are teaming up. Top 10 anime crossovers of all time. Holy shit, y'all. There are going to be more guests in the future. Message me if you know any YouTubers or other guests you would like to see me interview live on this show. Not only am I going to get YouTubers, but we have some celebrity guests as well coming up soon. gTime, what's up, buddy?
Mommy sleepy.
Oh, it's okay.
Stop that thing.
Oh, cool.
I love, and where I'm at right now. Because usually, like I said, I'm in the woods. I'm just like out there and one with nature, and then mommy homeless in a box. But it's just she took care of me when I was a baby. I'm not, we don't get that in today in Gregorian land, calendar land. It's like everybody's the whole carrot stick and blame the living and the whole division kind of thing going on. I look at Republican, Democrat. That's the same as ISIS and Taliban. And, it's like I'm a liar. And, I'm not lying. No, that for it is written. And so, but as people get older and older, they revert back to the, to what I said. Make sure I got everything plugged in. That's good. That's Discord. And so, it's like the best time of my life. I get to hang out with Mom and, return what she did for me, and she returned that. And, that families are all broken up. It's kind of like, it's like what I always say is that why would two people in total love, like ravens, they stay together their whole life, and, as far as one mate. And we would too, but we put Gregorian in the middle of two loving people, and it's called a marriage. And with the carrot and stick money crap, and all that stuff. And, once that, it's just like, that's why people, there's a lot of it over time, every generation more divided. It's the same analogy about, astrology, is that, the behavior of the parents is transmitted into there. Well, the second a baby opens her eyes, that behavior from the adult, they grow the future. They're the farmers. Well, not doing it precise, and so you see those repeating truths, and that's really what you look for, and makes you feel good. That it's like I'm a, you might be, everybody else will be all, look at that guy, he's crazy, stupid, bad, bad, bad. Well, you're out on point, and there are the sheep. All right, you're cutting trail, and pretty soon they're going to look like you, but with lots of trail to follow. And so that's an honor when people attack you, especially those Gregorians and from Calendar Land protecting their special grunt. Who disrupt my grunt?
We got a question in from one of the viewers in Internet Land. They want to know, gTime, do you consider yourself to be an anarchist?
That's more than flatball dog food. I'm a dog. Rough for us. Meow. Oink, oink. With ABCs.
I agree. See, I can relate with you, gTime. You were raised by dogs. I was raised by cats, man. I was raised by a whole pack of cats, man. A pride of cats.
My favorite cat game, Russian roulette. Touch a cat's belly, and you're playing Russian roulette.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I call it. And
a lot of people don't realize, cats, a lot of people will run up and start petting a cat or they'll pick it up, and it's really disrespectful to just, you got to treat a cat like you would a human. You can't just reach out and start fondling it, I can't go out to a woman on the street and start fondling her titties because she looks so cute and start petting her titties. So you can't do that to a cat. You can't just say, "Oh, you're so cute, cat. I'm gonna pet you and cuddle you." And
like a doggy. They're like a doggy.
Like you have to gain a respect. You got to gain the cat's respect first. Like the cat has to fucking give you permission and say, "Hey, you're cool. Hey, go ahead and pet me," before you start fucking molesting the cat.
I usually sit down about 10 feet away and then I rub my hand like this because what you want to do is get the top of that. Down the spine, to the tail, and that's how you open the door.
Yeah.
And then you'll make it to the belly.
Yeah, there's there's a secret art to how to pet a cat right. You can rub their bridge of their nose. They love that. Scratch them behind the ears, under the chin. They love all that shit.
You're like, okay, it's the run all the way down the middle of the back that lets them, that everything's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all animals are cool, man. Do you agree we should start respecting the animals more on this planet, man?
But I'm moving life CPU. Technically, what is a moving life CPU? All right, stationary life is like a tree. All right, trees, they make fuel from earth and sun.
Yeah.
All right. That's where their fuel comes from. Well, we are moving life. We move. We have a CPU. Okay.
Yeah.
We make fuel from biology. Now, how the energy is, as far as a whole, and there's behaviors there, but basically with the energy flowing through every one of us, and this is we're not going to, like right now it's energy physics, and they got all these kind of words for it. We're cleaning all that up, but the moving life CPU that is in you has to be in total, phase with your body. And so what happens is like when we do a computer program, because we're physics aware energy, 1 0 1 0 1 0, send a signal 1 0 1 0. That's the heartbeat. 1 0 1 0, that's a binary heartbeat. Oh, the signals are going by. Well, if we don't, look at this world like ourselves, like from the first time, from when we ended up out on the plains in Africa and stuff. Go ahead, girl. It's like that embedded, primal or the transmitted through us is there. And so that logic and those shifts we felt as children was, and like a mother, postpartum depression, PTSD. Well, those shifts are out of, that our body is treated because these brain trap, we're brain trap recorded. The body don't trust it. And so that's why that, you got cancer. We're using the word cancer, making it static like a book before it's written, but the body's reacting in a way like, you cut your arm, cut the bark on a tree, the energy responds exactly the same way. We're going to go to hell. We're going to go to hell. The life is sacrificing itself for the life. That all the way around. If you don't know your deathbed feelings now, you don't know how to be now. See, we have this wonderful way of communicating, but it's never been there before. But it is because of the way that it's transmitted to us, the symbolism that a star is more important than the body. And so that once we keep that logic, Maslow's hierarchy was upside down because kids are already self-actualized. Mess them. Your human eliminated life. Hell. 2018. So it's like I hope I got your question.
We got a question from the audience wondering
Hey.
if we did move into a society without language, what happened to music? What do you think about music with lyrics? What do you think about music with lyrics versus music without lyrics? And you know,
Beep-bop-a-loo-ba, she's my baby. Beep-bop-a-loo-ba, woo, woo, woo. You ever heard? I mean, every morning out in the woods, as if there's coyotes and woofers out there. They're all like marking their spot at, like saying, when the sun is just starting to come up and they've been out working it and it's time to go back to the babies and puke up the food. That's like when a puppy licks another older dog's mouth. That is the trigger where the parents back in the day would puke the food because they would bring the food back to the babies. And so that whole society of dogs, and every morning, woo woo, they're like, did you make it home yet? Woo woo, I got some smoke signals for you. And so it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, and if you show there's still people watching that one video. I'll take a break for a few minutes. That one where I start the video saying, and it's unreleased, you guys. And so I start the video going, the oldest scripture says that the God word.
Should we watch the video right now? Should we put it on?
Watch it, yeah. Put it on. Okay. That the oldest scripture came from says that God communicates through the critters. Okay. And that started the video, and the ending is it's still blowing me away. I called you Blue Jay today.
Ooh, this is awesome. This is an exclusive unlisted video from our friend forever, gTime Johnny, y'all. This is an exclusive. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Bad. Oh, I use that too. Man, I don't know if you're good in.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, Johnny, I'm trying to take the curse off of curse words, man. I'm trying. Okay, you're right. No, you're right. I've already done it. I'm taking the. I'm taking the curse.
We don't have a reset. We don't have a reset like a computer. When that system time gets out of line, out of shape, that's when your computer has lag times. And so their signals are sent, but the system it's out of key with the system time. Well, that's our body. Yeah. And so until that you clean that up, we're out of time with it. And once you start cleaning it up, the physical world, you're growing your personal and purity, integrity, and that honesty and truth. And I'm with it. It feels so good. Every day it gets stronger. But it will never be all the way. I mean, like I said earlier, I think when a child's logic is like a flower. When the scent is gone, it's gone forever. It'll never be the same. Well, we can grow that direction. And we have. Yeah, that feels good.
Well, you know what? I can't find the video right now. I know I have it downloaded somewhere. But yeah, send it to me now if you can, man. I'll just click on it.
I gave it to you on I'm gonna go over it real quick. I get just got it's 2 up, 3 up. Yeah, it blew me away. It's like right up there.
Yeah.
And so I say on Discord, so God says species SOS. Species start over, startup.
Yeah. I'm excited to see this. Feel free if you want to go outside and have yourself a smokable, man. And
there you go.
Come on back.
How about
all right, we're gonna watch. Cool, we'll watch the video. You go take a break, buddy.
All right, cool. Wow. I'll be here.
All right, cool. Ooh, this is great, y'all. This is great. We're about to watch an unlisted, exclusive gTime Johnny video. Ooh, hold up. Hey, here we go. Oh no. Here we go.
Skip the first 10 seconds of 10, 20 minutes.
Here we go.
Molly.
Let me hit the volume up. Hold on, we got to hear that again. Hold on.
I told he needs a producer. He needs this work. He's doing great now. So proud of you. That's hard doing what you do.
Entrepreneur, we're taking humanity out of the sewer. Peace and freedom. Entrepreneur, I'm a tuna. I'm a cougar. It's the same in your mind. Do you hear it? The crickies? The oldest scripture says that the G word, God, communicated through the critters. And I know that's true, but it's the energy running through your whole body that it communicates with. I mean, look at this. I've been working on this project for 10 years, and it's the exact time that this video is being shot is the solstice. Look at that. I have...
Dope!
It gives me a full moon at the same time, or near full.
Uh-oh, pagan situations. Are you
What
watching?
is going on here? These coincidences happen all the time to me. Okay? And they will happen to you too. But that means you have to commit. Excuse me.
Ooh, hack it up. There you
Boy,
go.
there's a lot of pollution in the air.
Bless you, gTime. Bless you.
You have to commit to 10 generations forward to leave the air better. You have to commit to 100 generations forward to leave the water better.
Yes.
You have to commit to thousands of generations forward to leave the ground water, to leave the ground better.
Yes.
Or else we ain't gonna grow nothing. We're gonna continue to kill the planet with our logic hijacked. Psychologically, when they put the Gregorian calendar letterhead, a forced, it's a forced dictatorship of reality that isn't on the earth of no being, and it's overriding your whole brain.
Exactly.
Species SOS! Species SOS! Start over, start up. It's your short time in history. You're going to be bashed for helping. Then you'll be a hero to the future. Because people on the Gregorian calendar head are psychologically got hijacked. It's not their fault. We're born to a broken species. No fault of the living. And we are going to leave our species better for the first time in recorded history.
Yes,
All you have to do, and I teach you how to do it, eat earth dog food. Stop eating Gregorian calendar letterhead god food.
Yeah, it ain't the year 2018.
Farmers.
Tell them, gTime.
Bap, 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 bap. How did this video start? I love you, friends. Come home. Bye.
Yeah. Species start over, start up. A gTime Johnny exclusive.
Entrepreneur, we're taking humanity out of the sewer. World peace and freedom. Entrepreneur, I'm a tuna, I'm a cougar. It's the same in your mind.
All right, gTime, is that your letter jacket? Is that the authentic one, man?
Yeah.
Wow, look at
Honey
that.
Cook Championship.
Holy shit, awesome.
I am an ABC K-12 factory member.
Hell yeah. That is awesome,
No.
man.
I know, while I'm at Bobby's place, I thought, what's going on here? I haven't seen this in years.
Yeah.
It still fits. So I figured I'd throw it on.
Sweet, that's awesome, man. Thank you. I don't think we've ever seen that before out in internet land. Hell yeah. Thank you for the exclusive. Wow.
Ciao, Chilla. Go,
So,
go,
hey,
to
man.
Ciao, Chilla.
Can you throw on a beat in the background so me and you can freestyle some shit, man? You got some, but it's got
Throw it
to
a
be.
bit more.
It's
Oh
gotta,
yeah, I have a
it's
yeah, I
gotta
don't
be
know.
royalty free, man. Can you look up royalty free instrumental?
I don't know if I should stream on this side because I'm actually on Wi-Fi right now. I'm not plugged.
Oh,
And,
I see.
and if I stream on this side, I might mess some stuff up.
Okay,
But
yeah,
you know that I love woo woo woo. Come on, woo woo woo. I love you.
Get the puppies ready,
Woo woo woo.
because the
I
fans
love
were
you.
wanting us to
Woo,
collaborate
woo,
on a
woo,
song.
woo.
gTime.
Woo woo woo. Woo woo. Woo. Woo 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 woo. Woo 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 woo. Woo woo. Woo 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 woo. Gaga.
Wow.
Gaga. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up above.
Oh. I'm gonna have to
The
put in-
queen.
We got a
the
new
queen's in
question
the
coming in.
Okay.
We've got a question coming in. We've got a question coming in. But I've
Oh,
got
don't be molesting my mind.
Yeah, man. So do you believe in the Illuminati? What do you know about the Illuminati? You're part of the Illuminati, right?
Don't fly planes into buildings. You use that B word. Really? I can't use that. I can't. She's mad at you.
Okay. We got a question, gTime. We got a gall darn
You can't
question.
use that. You know, it's like that. That's the Ford is written. Gory Gregorian behavior. Whenever you hear that belief term, you believe this. I believe that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's when you take and when you hang a word on phenomena.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well,
That's the Freudism. That is wrong with our species and your life. And why? Which is that? You forget all this word crap and look at the world as it is. Take your mind back. Take your mind back. Technology. What is it? Everything we have, the critters don't have. It comes in two classes. You see it or you don't. All right, and so you see the world as it is. Now, the things you can't see, like the United States, that's all private definition. Payday is V-Day of the mind. Come on.
They make
Give
you
me
believe,
a rhyme.
gTime, they make us believe that technology is stuff that's made out of metal.
Please don't fly planes in the buildings. Don't.
Don't worry, I'm not flying any planes in any buildings, man. You don't want to worry about
But
that.
you use the B word, Substitute think every time. It'll take a couple, 3 days, but every time that one comes up, and then it sets your whole mind free in the long term because these are the little programming barriers psychologically that we have. That's what the whole thing we're talking about. If it doesn't fit my brain frame, I'm reporting you, I'm calling the cops, or I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to ignore the ignorant. After I'm done, I'm diverting. And if it doesn't fit in your brain, it's like, if it doesn't fit in the frame, it's out here. That's what's wrong with our species today. And a lot of that has to do with that's my belief.
Yeah.
And so you got to free that up,
Yeah.
so that you're not on your heels.
Yeah, man.
That's really good. Thank you for doing this, Evan. This is awesome. Because, I'm living this weird existence right now where I know what will be in the future, but I'm re-immersing myself in this Gregorian place I left, and I wasn't going to come back till I could fix it. And I have to use, we're going to use language where the kids, can you imagine Turing complete kids, same logic, birth to death, and they keep them free, Einstein's by 10 times. And then, but the main thing is that we're going to have it where that the language is totally secondary and people use it as music. I am there communicating with today. It's like, because, and all these system design things along the way.
Speaking from today for tomorrow, man.
If you're mind in the future, making decisions to get there today. Yeah. There's there's time in the future, there's time in the past.
Yeah.
You're here right now. What time is it? And so that what's going to be important to you on your. But I want to compliment you. You make me better. Made me better. If you want to shut this down, no problem. But I'm kidding. That by me being communicate with you, the world, and the people out there that wouldn't be here unless we're looking for something unique. Because I mean, I love your improv. It's badass. So, but the thing is that me, when let me say it another way, real quick, is that I once sold 28 alarm systems in a row, and all the people in the house, and all the thing that the people at the house knew is that I was coming over talking about alarms, and I knew that they were a homeowner. Mm-hmm. And I said 28 in a row, and it's like I did 20s and all kinds. That was my record. And the thing is that you want people to take stuff from you, and that like what I did is I went, I drove into the neighborhood. I was if I was looking at terminal, and then I said, I need to walk around the outside of your house. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm just gonna do let me do my job. So I keep my notepad out, and I'm gonna tell them how to fix that house without me. Mm-hmm. I got about usually about halfway through. They're like, well, how much is it a month? It's only $25 a month.
Wow.
Just give me that, and they just take it from me. And so that's kind of like whenever you're doing something, that's why gTime took so long. Is you want people to grab it, mama bad.
You don't want people stealing your idea, man, your breakthrough.
Open source. I had all the literacy objects, all that. I want them to. It's like I come up with new products every. Go back look at the walking cart. It's something I've always done. Is like right now if I had money, what I would do probably if I had free time would be to create a drone that is on a hydrofoil, but you fish with it. And so you could be cruising along, fish, and you could go like on a hydrofoil. It's very little drag. And then once it's time to dive down and catch that fish with the little, with the little loopy thing, I could design something like that. So you're standing on the shore and you're on this river and you're just kind of looking around for the fish with a drone. And when you catch the fish, they won't put a hook in their mouth or nothing. You net them and then that so you don't just that it's not the way that like these fishing shows on TV now hurt. Because they're like, all right, rip the fish's mouth open. Oh, good job. All letting it go.
gTime, have you heard about my plan? Have you heard about my plan to replace 100% of human labor with advanced robotics automation? So we will actually have to, in the future, be building robot drones that fish for us or that do everything for us. A different robot that does everything.
They're from the other side of the coin. We're growing the creativity of the children on getting out of the way. Just like I hire people that scare me in a good way, so I get out of the way. And that that you're there, but this kid is gonna because he gets control over machines at the same time that you put language in them. It's like identify inheritance, object inheritance, encapsulate behavior, the attribute that you want. State. Operators polymorphism, ID best, like identify, behavior, state. And that once you get into that thinking goes all the way through down to one cell, just like how is input, processing, output. And that's the when that physics aware energy is, that's you're right on as far as your intentions. But that's the whole thing about when you flip that Maslow's hierarchy of needs over, and that a kid is self-actualized at birth, and it's up to you to keep them that way. The money should never threaten any of our member of our species, food, safety, or shelter, because we got too much stuff, and that we're doing something wrong if somebody in our species is not being nourished. Like we're going to grow the best life we can be, like farmers grow crops.
Yeah. I mean, see, what I want to do is I want to build factory farms that are 80 acres wide in length and 100 stories tall. And inside these factory farms, robots will be growing every resource, foods, vegetables, everything we need so that we can eradicate world hunger and spread this food to everyone in need. And we can provide everyone everything for free, man. Because, yeah, man. Well, what do you think about money, man? I know. What do you think? What's your thoughts on money, man? Money and capitalism.
I want to comment on. I got a system design for what you're doing. That's why I'm going rough. When I want to interrupt Evan on this. Okay.
Yeah, me and gTime worked out a system in advance. We use animal sounds to interrupt each other. So.
So the thing is that none of these. What we got? But you go to a town and probably most of the houses are over 1,800 square feet. Well, 1/3 should be greenhouse of every house that is in a city. All right. And so inside those greenhouse, I mean, like you have this TV room and the computer room, and you have all these plants growing that'll feed, you got a specialty and you grow these kind of. But the fun part is that there's fish in tubes swimming around the house, nourishing the plants for. That it's hydroponic, and it's a self-contained ecosystem where the plants are grown at the house. The neighbors are giving away stuff that giving away their to their friends so they can get some of that. And all the fences are down in the backyards. It's all about how can we're actually making a full circle back to how did we become societies? Farming.
And
that's my.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how they, because the kids, and think about the kids in the house. They're like, oh, these go 2, 4 cells, 8, Fibonacci, witchy watchy.
Well, hey, gTime, we got 2 requests from the audience, man. We got a question and a special request. We got Dusty the Cockatiel. Can gTime Johnny tell Dusty the Cockatiel that he is a beautiful bird?
Keep your fingers to yourself.
Oh, I'll take that as a no.
No, that's it. How you pet him, how you love him,
But is Dusty the Cockatiel a beautiful bird? Have you ever seen him on the show?
I love him.
Oh, you love Dusty?
You can scruff him. His mom scruffed him.
But
that's a love. That's a love move. You do to a girl if you like. No, but that there is, and then the kneading on the side. You gotta speak cockatoo. You gotta be that. A lot of critters are standoffish, and that you have to change your behavior. But like people today, where they like I always said, if I had a dog training, the name of the company would be "You Need the Leash."
You need the leash. Yeah, good. That's a good name, man. Copyright gTime Johnny. You need the leash.
I'd be trapped in the Gregorian box. I ain't gonna go get trapped in that box.
Yeah.
But the thing is that remove your imprint. What are the same parts? You got the same parts as a cockatoo. I feel sorry for women getting named. Wasn't I like it?
Getting named what? Cockatoo?
Cockatoo.
I've never heard of a woman named Cockatoo, man. You know a woman named Cockatoo?
That's how dirty our language is. And you talk to someone who knows a couple, 3 languages. English is the most used language. The internet, computer science, the internet, everything. But it's also the most messy. I don't know, what do we got? 100 and some odd tones for 26 characters. And then, like Spanish is 28, 24, whatever that is. That's really nice and tight. German's, but that you think about that in a kid's mind. Well, that's why the tyranny is always more organized. Yep. Welcome to 2018, USA.
Well, hey, gTime, I got a question, man. It's an animal related question. From let's see here. Let's hear what this question is from Goddess Fair Whisper. She says, for sure, we can understand animals and they understand us, but the difference between species are beautiful. Why would you want to become non-thinking, object-oriented? Doesn't that go against your own human nature?
Take her parts away. What's left? The same parts as a cockatoo. That imprint that we have got since the first moving life. I'm thinking that you have the over in Australia they have the first plant that was actually using oxygen from the air, the polymorphic, so that, and then it made, I forgot what they call them, but that there's the moving life CPU, and that's like our brain. All right, we have 3 processors today. All right, like I said before, is that you have your ABC processor that with boobity dee ba A B C D F G. Don't make me, but I'm not going to get it. Carrot and stick. Well, then we have our primal processor. All right, last 2 processors. We have a primal processor that goes on autopilot like a fly, but then the energy running through our whole body is really you, and then you're in charge of 2 processors. 1 you, 2 processors. And that if you got to break away from the brain trap and have, realize January, February, March, April, May, June, July is programming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, programming. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, programming. I like 2. I get up in the morning, I eat pretty good, and then I nibble probably about 10. That's all, that regimen, hey, left, right, left. I like that song. I heard that song the other day. I left, right, wrong. I forgot the name of the group. What was the name of that group? Left, right, wrong.
Speaking of that, gTime, I don't mean to cut you off, but what are some of your favorite musical artists, man? People want to know what are the music that you love to listen to? Because
if you go, it changes all the time. You go to I've been, compiling playlists and never doing any maintenance on them since I got on the internet when it was mostly, that YouTube was a baby, and, I was on the internet when using a terminal was the browser. Yeah. Yeah, and so that, that you go there. I don't know if I was to say today, what did I listen to this morning first thing? Whip It. When a problem comes along, you must whip it.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Devo was actually why I think I like him over the years is they were at Kent State. And Kent State was during, there was a time in the 60s, California, the hippies and all that stuff. Well, they went in, and exterminated that. That whole, dissonance or, that's where that discordia came from. And that there's a whole nother, our animal was kind of, well, because of computer science now, we don't have to bow down. All right. And so that, there's that freedom that's there. Yeah. So again, I kind of lost my thought.
No, it's all good, man. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best.
I lose more stuff every day than I have.
Hey, man, those ideas you have, I know you have a lot of ideas. A lot of us have a lot of ideas, but, we can only do so much shit in one lifetime, so we share those ideas, with other people, so. But yeah, Shane in the chat said he's a big Devo fan too, man. But you listen to hip hop too. I think fans would be surprised.
I remember what I was going to say about that. I remember. Let me get this. Devo was at Kent State, and that's when they had the shooting. Bang, 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 bang. And that's for that. Devo means de-evolution. And they're predicting, it's like their songs have very deep day. And then, this is like what they call deep wave, and they outlawed them in some places, stuff like that. It's like freedom of choice is what you got. Freedom of choice, from choice is what you want. Freedom from choice. You get this carrot or this stick. Come on, you good boy or bad boy. Freedom of choice.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
We want freedom from choice, and that Devo did a lot of those songs have that deep. They our government exterminated people in college because they were dissident. And Kent State Massacre, look it up. And Devo came from that that's where the de-evolution name. All of them wearing their funky stuff on their heads and the funky faces and stuff. But yeah, go ahead. I remember. That's what I was going to say.
Who's your favorite rap artist, man? Or rap group?
Well, it depends on how much I've had to, because I get off the internet if I put on Afro Man. I cannot do any more posts.
Hell yeah, it's Afro Man time at that point, man.
It's gone. I'm out of here.
Hell yeah.
Because Afro Man. But as far as like that is concerned, I think that, I mean, some of the probably Chuck Berry. It's hard for me to like class stuff in there, but because some of the older guys out of the 50s were awesome rap guys. The best punk song, first ever punk rock song, if you're going to use this antiquated classification, was "Bird is the word."
Bird is the word. I think Dusty the Cockatiel is a beautiful bird. I don't know about you, GT.
Do you know that song? That was a song done by the surfmen in the 50s. Yeah. Had that, and look at bird is or it's the surfman.
Beach Boys. Is it the Beach Boys that did that shit or someone else, man?
Yeah, I know.
I can't fucking remember.
No, I don't. I think it was all. That was the time. I did a variation of it. I did E = MC squared. I forgot what I named that one. It's on YouTube, but I did E = MC squared.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I kind of mirrored it off of that. But those, by taking that's the whole thing is that hanging the words on phenomenon makes it not. And so that the way we teach our kids is like, oh, this is rock and roll, this is classical, it has all private definition. It's all private
bullshit.
definition.
It's all segregation, man. Putting up borders where they don't need to
Blame
be,
yourself.
man.
Blame yourself. You're not focused on the future and fixing it. It's your fault.
Man. That's right. That's right, man. You're right. You're right.
That's the that's the thing is that hey, Evan. Look, we're way out there in front, all alone. Everybody got their fingers pointing at us. But, in a very short time, the sheep will look like us, all alone. But they'll have lots of trail to follow.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you, man. We got another question coming in, y'all. Another question for you, gTime, from our friend Forever Goddess Fair Whisper. She says, okay, then why not leave the categorizations used for organizational purposes for what they are and focus on philosophical thought? If I get you correctly.
She's halfway there.
Have you ever taken part in a LARP game?
Right. An organism. You don't build organization. You build organisms. And so we model our species after the phenomena we're from. I mean, move your finger, model the internet, smoke signals to here. Where do you think we're going? Healthy cell next door. I'm multi-cell, knock, knock, knock. Oh, you from ABC Factory Unicell. I have you. And you look at the world. It's physical. It's never going away. See what you cannot unsee. And that, she's halfway there. That question, that was a good question. Very good question. That once you make that leap past the categorization, then Bach. I guess the only thing that really control the language of the future is that coders are always that we never want to do the same thing twice. Well, you write the code, and then there's a transaction, and then there's a transaction in the URL. That's twice. And so that that the transactions will be all done in the URL, and so that really will be the foundational get push delete those basic features that allow us to communicate around the world at the same speed of our body. Those will be the things that really will that'll keep the shape. But it's based on on nature. It's like the scariest thing I ever heard was that I ever hear is like, oh, bring your kids out to nature. Yeah. You are nature. You are a third party now. It's dangerous to come near you. you're probably, fracking the ground.
Yeah. What do you know about the conspiracy that the government is intentionally keeping us from our bare feet coming into contact with the ground? So they keep layers of cement and sewers below us to keep us from being in contact with the energies of the earth.
It's not so much that as it is like that, but I got this new suit. And I got the hat, the fedora hat. It's all that the industrial age. The all the women have to wear long dresses. It's just what they just gave. They still haven't given people in Saudi Arabia. I mean, the girls. Girls are more involved than us, or we wouldn't be. and they let them drive a car, and so it's more of the traditions of the industrial age. Submission, that a language obedience and living for the eyes of others. It's like what other people think of you is none of your business, because if you're thinking about that, you're not you. You're living for the eyes of others. Brush your teeth on the outside more than the inside. You're living for the eyes of others. I got bags under my eyes.
Yeah, man.
I don't care.
People have been asking. They want to know, gTime, what do you think happens, or what do you know happens after you die? They want to know your thoughts on the afterlife, or if the afterlife exists, in your opinion.
I think that, because of the coincidences that happen so much, because we're physics, so we're energy. Where it gathers, that like I said, the first cell on Earth is ringing in our ears. Many times when people die, there is a revisit from the person who just died in a way that is never had before in a dream or something like that. And so, the first cell on Earth is ringing in our ear, or we'd not be here. And so that cell, compiled with, right now, we really haven't been off track for more than, because I guess, because in 1850, the railroad made it all the way across the United States. I think somewhere that I never right. And that's when now the books were delivered. And so that's why there was another growth of amazing knowledge around the 1920s, 1916s, 1820s, in that area, that because of the data that got to the population. Well, the same phenomena is going to happen again, but this time we're going to we're reuniting with who we are. And so, that's all. As long as those repeating truths that never go, that all you have to do is that's how the computer works. It's like, with like that, there's that system talk about 1010, and the signal gets set. Well, there's a kickoff when that that flow. Oh, right answer. Boom. Okay, good. That you don't take over the whole machine. And so that, that when that phenomenon goes,
welcome to the machine. You been listening to Pink Floyd, man?
Oh yeah, I love Pink Floyd. Another one. But the latest one, I've coming into where I'm at right now, learning to fly. I have to learn how to fly in a world that's different than that.
You got to check out the Gorillas, man. Gorillas. That's like the modern day Pink Floyd, man. The stuff Gorillas is doing, you'd love it, gTime. You'd love it. But we should team up.
Leave those kids alone. Leave those kids alone.
Leave those kids alone.
You don't eat your meat. Yeah. You don't eat your meat. You cannot have any pudding and carrot and stick.
We don't need no education. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Then there's
we don't need no thought control. Hey, teachers, dun dun, leave those kids alone.
Kids alone. Oh yeah, a lot of Pink Floyd in that's like they're huge. Yeah, Pink Floyd is. Those deep. That's another group, but it's the same level of deep. That's high. More well known than Devo was, but that's why that music, it transmits the physical world into your mind and body with more senses. And so when we read something, when we read tree, we don't see a tree. And so that our input is very is captured, is kinetic. We're our ears and are not connected, right? But we hear those head, and so that that's where that whole hijack thing. Whereas music with a feeling and the sound, that it hits us kinetically, and that's why that as I always said is that I'm bringing. I think Giordano Giordano Bruno got birthday. Guido Avasario, he drew that red line, and then that's when musical became scientific. There's a little computer science just drew that line. Can't be what we cannot make up. And we're doing computer programs around the world, and it's very important you think with object diction, Turing complete, so that everybody around the world can communicate no matter the language. And so that the way the machine, it's like we eat our own dog food, and we that's where dog fooding came from. Is that Microsoft, their employees that actually dog food is Dan, the guy really did eat dog food, who was selling dog food, but because he ate his own dog food. But then that was reborn again. Microsoft, I think, was pretty much the leader on that deal. But they eat our own dog food, and that's what we'll sell.
Microsoft eat our own dog food.
Right? Eat Earth dog food. That's what don't eat that flat Earth, Gregorian God food.
Yeah. We got another question for you, gTime. Another one from Goddess Fair Whisper.
She got it. Oh, good. I love her. Love you.
If there was no language and only object identification, what would keep people from becoming savage and using physical aggression rather than rational processing or discussion and assertion to get what they want? Hold on, can you do that again? We just came back to your feed, Johnny. Can you do that again? See, sign language. He's saying sign language, right? Basically, is that your answer?
Well, we have the same, universal needs as moving life, all that it does. And so, like when she wants, it says, they're like me, they like twice a day, they're fine. When it's time to eat those all once, I'm getting disrupted. Like, what are you doing? Come in. Now that communication is already there. This is, say it in another way. I don't know why this comes to mind is that people give pit bulls like a bad name or something. Well, pit bulls came about because mommy and daddy, hunter and gatherer, would lead the pit bulls with the kids. They take off, and the pit bulls take care of the kids. Yeah. They were family. I mean, that's why they're so loving, and so there's that communication across. Like I've had a horse where I didn't even need a rein or anything. You just get on it, knee it this way, knee it that way. That communication will never go away. That's universal. But if you don't have that universal communication, take away your parts. What's left? The same parts as a dog, cat, rat. But if you can't think like that, you don't know nothing. You're Gregorian. Because you ain't you. That, like I said again, Maslow hierarchy of needs. That it's upside down. You were already born self-actualized. You were decapsulated.
Decapsulated. What does that mean, man? What does that mean?
Well, encapsulation is like, say you're like in computer programming. We'll use those terms. That when code calls code, it sees an attribute that's on the outs. This code, and it'll grab that attribute. Now everybody universally can see like a dog catches ball. Well, that catch is an attribute that a dog does. And so that is the, that universal use of language, Turing complete, where that, the same thinking that we use to communicate around the world. I mean, GitHub is like the impetus of what's going to happen with us as a species and I call it, it's like when I always train dogs, I rescue them. I change all the commands, even their stuff, so that we're not dealing with that, that crap in the back. and so that that we're going to go through a phase where we're giving the children the world, but it's object diction. The object diction you could point at E equals MC squared or nothing. Logic, like a flower. You break it up forever. Your children not like you. They grow children precise, like farmers grow life. If coders program children like adults, we'd be procedurally programmed 2018 and there'd be no internet.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, and so the object oriented, language is why unicell or communication. I can't put it just in one thing or language, blah blah blah. That's auditory that we hear it. That's another. That could be language, and so that the evolution of communication is why unicell became multicell. We're doing it in our own species because of alphabetic technology. Once that you become the music again, instead of the notation, don't you disrupt my word. And it's okay. I mean, everything happens. It's like, wow, it's happening. Life is great. We're going to be the first species ever. The first of our species ever to leave the world better. Woohoo! Do we surpass the capture of fire? Well, you got to be willing to capture it. When the first people that captured fire shared it, Evan, you ran away yelling, fire, 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 because you were traumatized by fire. So that's what's happening with, like what I'm talking about as we bring, the logic back to the Gregorians. Because they had the whole blockout thing. Oh, there's no logic between the people that landed here in 1492 and the people that were here. Tyranny's always more organized than again.
Yeah. Goddess Fair Whisperer chimes in with another question for you.
I love her. I love you.
Yeah, definitely. We love her on the show. Goddess Fair Whisperer. Let's hear what she says. I don't mean to assume your gender, Goddess Fair Whisperer, but I'm going to refer to...
She's good. I bet she does Reiki.
Reiki?
No, Reiki is what you like. It works. It actually
works. Is that how you pronounce it, man?
Reiki? It's Reiki, I think it's that. But it's like when you put your head, say you got to sit down, or a friend of yours, you're nourishing the energy around the hurt area, like, multicellular. And that, because you're emitting energy, I'm emitting energy, and so you emit positive energy, and so yay, helpless they live. And I've done it on Blossom. She's only 5, but as we get older, that your own energy can influence another person into health in a way that's not nourished. But yeah, all these things are rising in the year of creativity and innovation. At this time where we've left the industrial age, as we leave the industrial age, the more of that will become apparent.
Oh, Goddess Fair Whisper says, I've been told my hands can both heal and kill.
That's intuitive. That's intuitive it is right there.
Well, let's get to her question here. She says...
No. Tell that girl to stay away. Tell that girl to stay away from me. I am too rough.
She says, do you feel that society is too quick to diagnose people with psychiatric issues or disabilities when they think or act differently from the general public?
Oh, absolutely. That's why the homeless people are the most free people. But the people in the homes are like, oh, we need to get them. And these are in jail, divided from nature, like, on concrete. That's free and doesn't have all that. That there is, they should be respected, not disrespected. For having the nerve to say, I ain't gonna go into that. It's just messed up. I won't breach my integrity to do so. The most honest people are some of the hot, that search coming back into society from the mountains. When some people call them homeless, I go, dude, come on, man. You enjoy what you got. You're not carrying. Oh, we got money. This is like a thing of the month's coming. I need this. I need that. Where's the money? Am I going to breach my integrity? Oh, I got to ask this person. Maybe I'll take this from that person. That whole thing happens with society the way it is. It's like, marijuana is a fine example. But, marijuana is, how many years? There was people getting thrown in jail for 30 years for a plant that grows natural on the earth. Hello? Thus, definitely the person who made the law is not natural on this earth.
And you've heard of the endocannabinoid system. Scientists just discovered that the human body is filled with THC and cannabis receptors, not only in the brain, but all over the body, that need to continually be fed by THC and cannabis in order to function properly and healthy and have good cellular biology and everything functioning perfectly. You're supposed to have a steady stream of cannabinoids in your system. Like, we are born to use marijuana and hemp. Instead of cutting down trees, instead of making plastic, we're supposed to be making hemp products, man.
That energy flows through you. It's the same when you were a little 4-year-old and you were the strongest negotiator on the planet. You could get anything you want from your mom and dad. That they still are. As that energy running through when it's nourished. And I revive. That's why I'm like, and that I'm 4 again. And that energy of the 4 is whenever we hang these words on the chemical reactions, that's a whole that's a whole nother thing. But that life in motion and how it flows through, and that its behavior and that kind of when it's like, I'm Christian and do not come on my church grounds. Yeah. That's a whole blocked, your brain trap, and it's really, technically you're inducting the energy flowing through your body.
So, we have to address this gTime. There's a conspiracy theory going around that in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy 2, there's a character played by Kurt Russell named Ego that is based on you, gTime Johnny, that you are the real, that this character is based on you, that you're a celestial, man, that you're really a god in a human body, man, a whole planet embodied in a person, man.
Well, I was like out in the woods probably about a couple of weeks ago, and I was out on the river and hanging out, and I was thinking about, man, if here I am today, and doing the final crafting of okay, it's time to bring in the national media, because I've been hiding, because the whole David Ogilvy said blah 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 blah, but it was like I was like, man, I don't want to push the buttons on this stuff. I'm gonna lose my anonymity. But then I looked around, the damn trees are looking at me, dude, we're dying out here. And so that energy running through the trees, the plants, that's once you're open for it, it just kind of merges, that's who I care about. Is, every cell on Earth, every cell that comes is my baby.
Yes, that's awesome, man. I love that, man. And
you get that mama bear feeling back when the physical world, you take responsibility for yourself. Because the only way that you're gonna re-encapsulate yourself is to not, is to think like puppy papa wappa wika. That Ethiopia and the physical world, guide you. Because that is Turing complete around the world. Everybody sees the same thing. It's the things that are unseen that's taking our private definition stuff, they're taking our species off the cliff. And it's only generated because of the alphabetic technology that the symbolism, just say symbolism, period. Like this advanced cave paint, advanced ABC cave paint is why we're messed up. But the first cave paint, there were whole stories just done in, on a cave wall, that how they lived, what they did. And but we went, with the being able to, when like write tree, you read tree, you don't see tree. Well, that and the whole thing about your senses, that you're using one and it's overriding the other two. And so we're on. It's just a one. We're gonna go back. And hey, the sheep will catch up.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave them a nice trail. We give away free Earth dog food. Yeah, all based on LOD.
Yeah.
Literacy object drawing. E equals MC squared. Concept object. It gave birth. LOD gave to the concept object.
Exactly.
Did you give birth to your mommy?
Nope.
Has any baby given birth to their mommy?
Oh, that's a good question.
What are you doing in 2018? You're living what we made up. Did you give birth to your mommy? The physics of inheritance does not negotiate. Physics does not negotiate. What is physics? Your knowledge of nature.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here to help you.
We got another question, gTime. Speaking of you helping people, let's see what this says here. It's from our friend forever, Goddess Fair Whisper. She wants to know, she's got to know, how does your idea of word slavery differ from, for example, Buddhist monks who live in silence and meditation? Have you ever tried this silent lifestyle in community?
She's still on flatball God's food. I'm sorry, I don't mean this in a negative way. I was flatball God's food, right? And so, but the thing is that when the phenomena drives the thought, the object diction that it brings to your mind, right? That we have, it's already been met, that, and so you see these, in the particular Zen Tao Buddhism, word masturbation, kind of the same, and can't class it as one thing, but it was about internal purity, or it is about internal purity. What we're delivering, the physics that, because like I said, open source made us. We didn't make it. Open source, nature made the internet. It already made a bunch of them for us. And it's like in a repeating truth way. The tree by itself is the internet, but connected to the earth, it's connected to the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually
that's for thousands and millions of years. These forests have been growing interconnected fucking systems of communication underground and above ground. And we totally disrupted that shit by, and I don't like saying we, because me and you didn't do it, but assholes, evil pieces of shit did it.
Not anybody's fault. Not anybody's fault.
Oh, come on. Someone's got to stop it, though, man, before it gets out of hand. I mean, these trees are giving us life. These trees love us so much. Out there in front.
You have to go to the bathroom, don't you?
No.
Put your mind in the bathroom, make decisions to get there today. And so that's why I said earlier, like, system designing is, it's very hard. You're taking all these parts, but when you come up with a simple solution, it's done, it's over. Yay, we're on to the next one. And so that it's a lot of work, but that's the whole thing, is that your every dream bigger is like what bothers you right now, or there's some passion inside of you about this particular purpose or another purpose that you could dedicate yourself to, capture this dream, get the momentum going there, and you go on to another thing. And so that's we're not taught to do that as children. We're like, they maximize the input in a child's head. We have to have the whole USA history, Abraham Lincoln, put your head over here. We're gonna maximize how much stuff that we can put in your brain. I don't know if I've ever. You want me? I'm gonna try to share a picture on the screen. Let's see if I can do it.
Try sharing.
Do you think I should?
Yeah, try sharing the picture, man. We'll figure it out.
You just try busted.
I said it again. Oh, I gotta stop doing that, man. You gotta keep reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. I'll quit saying try, man. See, I could have said I'll try to quit saying it, but I didn't. See.
Okay, let's screen share. Okay, I got you. It's screen share. Huh? Oh, I'll try it.
No, don't do screen share. Just.
I can push it through. Okay.
There's a little plus button there. Just click on that. And then just say add an image, and then you find the image and. I'm looking at, okay, there's me. Thank you all for sharing the link to this stream. This is the debut episode of the interview with Evan Lefavor, and we are here. Oh God, what the hell?
Don't call me that. Come on, man. I just shared it a comment.
Chud Fucksworth wants to know, how does gTime feel about the phrase "try to believe"?
There's double wobble.
A double wobble?
Yeah. Like if you use try and believe in the same sentence. That's like, our body. Imagine yourself out on the plains and you're under attack, in your life, and you're making life or death decisions. You would never use anything close to that. I mean, as far as like in your thought, that's why why PTSD or what the soldiers go through happens is that they're out there with life and death. Their life and death, and I give you this. If I was going to leave everybody with a picture, it'd be this one.
All right, here we go. We got the picture. Hold on.
But let me finish this. Let me finish about that PTSD. Is that what happens is, the soldier is one with body and out there in the physical world working like if they're out on the plains, but then they come back into what the Gregorian calendar land, symbol land, wham, and that's when they're divided from their body again. Like a mother has a baby. She's one with two bodies. Back into the Gregorian brain trap, post-traumatic stress syndrome. And so it goes, there's many repeating truths about our logic and how we get divided from our body and then the effects.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's try this. I'm going to try sending you a link.
Put this one up.
I'm going to try sending you a link to a video that you can play in the background and we can rap together, man.
Let's get this over. Put this one up, though. I want that one on Discord. I promoted that. That's the one we're rolling out from Cali. And that's probably the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want me to put it up on screen again so you can explain what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
E equals MC squared.
Okay.
There's mama bear everywhere now.
Here we go.
You got to watch out for that gory.
All right. Explain this, man. Please explain this. So
well,
the first Mama Bear gTime, it says at the top.
Start up on the top. You can see it. You can point at it. That's Turing complete.
Ooh.
The bottom one, that is the concept objects that that have been generated by the symbolism. Well, now a baby has the same rights, natural rights equal to a bear.
Yeah.
And so this baby has the right to have the mama bear logic for life, to look to the earth for life.
Wow.
But that doesn't happen when we get hijacked into the Gregorian symbol land, and that the way that the whole industrial thing happens, and life, our natural rights were violated as children, and that's not anybody's fault. We're just doing the right thing. Open source, child, adult, logic, dichotomy, knock OS call. Do it, knock it. You don't want children to be grown precise? Knock it, Gregorian. This is the base. I've never done it, other than if you just took the E equals MC squared lot out of there. That's a lot right there. And the top one is physical object phenomena. The bottom one is conceptual object phenomena.
Physical logic phenomenon.
Pop cop. Physical object phenomenon.
Try press and play on that and turn in the volume up and let's see if we can hear that off your speakers, man. If we can hear this beat.
I know my voice is close to the mic. Sorry about that. Pop cop. Native object logic. Pop cop. This about physical object phenomena. E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
Conceptual object phenomena. Right. No, conceptual is inherited. It must be, and we can model it after. That's why I'm building it. I'm not building an organization. I'm building an organism, or assembling an organism.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring this world Turing complete as far as our species.
Yeah.
Well, so that there's no. Physics don't negotiate. That's why there's mama bears and tickle, tickle, tickle.
Physics don't negotiate. You sure?
No.
Well, yeah. I guess you're right, man. I guess you're right.
I have my back on screen yet?
Yep, you're on screen, buddy.
How many times do I have to drop this flashlight? It's never going to go up.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it again. I promise it's not going to go up. Quit burning me at the stake in your mind. It's going to keep going down. Right?
Yeah.
The earth is, our sun is a star with planets going around it.
Yeah.
I'm a Catholic preacher. My name is Giordano Bruno, and they burned me at the stake for saying that.
Holy, whoa, the truth comes out, man. Truth comes out.
That don't fit in the brain frame. You know, that's the whole thing about the way that language is called. The symbolism was able to let's say convert, a behavior that is dedicated, mama bear. And then here we are, the magic lines from the sky, and everybody's living by them. When there's the real world that every critter in this world, this logic is purity, love, or there wouldn't be any life on this earth.
Yeah. I think human beings learned love from the animals, man.
Well, human, to use that word as private definition words, I say species. That as far as internal process, because human, there's a lot of private definition, connotation, detonation, different in everybody. It's like, oh, human. Well, that means you have to be on a house and a grid, alarm on, remote control in hand, emotional grunting at the TV. Everybody, that whole time of that is attached to that. There's a lot of words like that. And that kind of thing. And as you go through, you're working from the phenomenon side. I went from the word side. It took me 10 years to get here. But
well,
once you go from
I was just going to say, the way I look at it, Johnny, is, sure, we can be enslaved by words, but just like any tool on the planet is a double-edged sword, it can be used for as a tool for productivity, or it can be used against us as a weapon. So I'm saying, let's try to use it as a tool for productivity, and let's do some freestyle. Try. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. When you say the secret word, everybody screams. When you say today's secret word is try. Whenever you hear the word try, scream out loud.
When that gets purged from you, and you have to use it. A T-R-I. They call it try. Because what's happening is that every cell of your body, your eyes and your body and your mind, okay, because you represent. And so that you use that word, all the rest of your cells, a cell is like a whole organism by itself.
Yeah.
Merged with all the other. That's how come a heart works. Well, if your brain isn't there with the body, then you're going to be divided from your body, and so on. So that's like when I use that. I don't even like using that BAD word. Good, better. Reset, good, better. Lucky to be alive, good, better. So that when we had our language and stuff, we could have had a good, better, but no, have to get better than a carrot stick. You a good boy, a bad boy.
So Johnny, did you see the Star Wars when it came out in theaters?
Yeah, I did actually. That was one fiction. I've never I did fiction. But I did a little sci-fi, but because it's like
the same thing. Are you more of a Star Trek guy? You more of a Star Trek dude?
Well, I like that they went as far as they took Leonard Nimoy and what they did with that, because I've always been, when a commercial comes on the TV, I'm going about this. How did this happen? Why are they appealing to this? Why are they appealing to that? Well, what Star Trek did was, sci-fi itself was it. Oh
shit. Yeah.
Hold on. I said a new audio. Hold on. Are you?
What's up, gTime? I lost your video. There's your videos back, but we can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Now we can hear you. Looks good.
My back.
We're back.
The sci-fi does is it does its best to predict the future. It's like cell phones. Beat me up, Scotty. I mean, and so many times it does. But the main thing is we have this wonderful tool of, to present to the world through the, we have two-way, everybody has a two-way television system and television station now. And so it's like our ability, to present.
We're doing Star Trek shit right now, man. Think about
it. Absolutely.
Me and you talking over the internet and shit with these. This is some Star Trek shit right here, man.
The one that really in this realm Twilight Zone. You ever get a chance to see a Twilight Zone?
Oh
See
yeah,
it.
yeah, those are
The
great.
early-
What are some of your favorite Twilight Zones? I like the one where the little kid can control reality, so everybody in the town is scared of him because he's like a god, and so he's got them all under his heel. That's
No, that one's good. But the one when the kids and the pond and so I forgot what that one. That one sticks in my mind about that the dies in the pond comes back or something.
Yeah.
And that's good. And there's just so many of them that
Did you see the one about Brigsby where the guy was telling all these stories about how he did this and that, and then aliens abducted him to be their new master, their new hero and shit, and he didn't want to go with them?
Can you imagine? Just think Rod Sterling and his ability to write.
Yeah.
Because I'm finally loving to write. Because when I went into
did you just say Sterling? Did you just say Sterling?
Rod Sterling, yeah.
It's really Serling. It's really Serling. Rod Serling. It's a Mandela effect, man. What do you think of the Mandela effect?
I think that you word slave and disrupted your God.
No, continue. I didn't mean to disrupt you, my friend.
No, dude, that's fine.
You were talking about what happened with the Twilight Zone.
Take that time, but take just the time of the Twilight Zone. And we were talking about was it Death Valley Day, Mr. Ed, and Mr. Ed. Is that there was a purity that's transmitted during that time and watched today. Compare that with what you see on TV today, NCIS, bang, bang, kill, bad. Yeah, and so that purity is relevant. Oh
no!
All right, don't split. Something's going on.
They're trying. The Klingons are trying to disrupt our transmission, man. Holy fuck, man! It's the goddamn reptilians.
Well, I mean you got that in your brain, bro.
Well, see, you might not be a Star Wars fan, but there's a conspiracy theory going around that you are actually a Jedi master hiding on this planet to help save the world.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We're brought up, Santa's a boogeyman. And so by processing the world based on what we inherited from, flat earth, antiquated Greek and Latin based God food spewers, once you take a leap past that, it's like, oh, I am the farmer of today's future. I'm from the future today, and it's me. And you take responsibility for being on this earth. And the perspective changes, and you're not worried about the boogeymans of the past and the things like that. That it's just. I mean, you are very mama bear, 4-year-old.
Can you still see the chat? Can you see Can you see that video I sent you, gTime? Can you click and play on that and see what happens, man?
Oh, we'll give it a go. Maybe that's why. Oh, that's why that probably my things are answers.
Oh shit!
Don't switch. See, it did it again. This is a new audio. Let's see what happens. Damn. We'll give it a go. I think I got that.
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Evan Lefavor, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
I know you're there. What are you doing here?
We're here to change the world. Me and gTime, we're here to enlighten your mind, to free you from the bounds of slavery. gTime Johnny, tell him how it's supposed to be.
Oh, we are only slaves in our mind. I got the keys. Only you can unlock your kind.
Yeah.
Here you go. There you go. Physical world. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Popping. Rocking. Ruff, ruff, meow, wow, wow.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. 'Cause we ain't word slaves. We can go through every single day without having to think of a word to identify an object, 'cause it's so absurd. gTime, take it away. Tell us how we should live every day.
Hurry up, Evan, catch up. Catch up. We are the future today. Get off your heels. Get on your toes. Time to roll, roll, roll.
Yeah, time to roll, 'cause we're in control, 'cause you know we're on a roll. Yeah.
The only thing we can ever own is our own selves. We have nothing else. Don't own you. You own nothing, Blue. That's
Yeah.
Blue.
And nobody else owns anything else either. So don't be a believer.
No. Today, adults, when children become adults, oh no, they be rotten fruit. And I can't point my finger at you, 'cause I'm blaming you.
Ooh. The light went out. What happened?
One of those coincidences happen all. Just live this life, repeating truths. Every day, every mind, every kind. Only one gTime.
Yeah. Only one gTime.
Physical world. You cannot It's a physical world, and you be.
Ooh wee. Evan Lefavor and gTime Johnny. Yeah. Ooh.
Rhyming, timing. Get this world in the future. I got bath minds up in that room. I'm making decisions today. Wait. I'm here now, making the decision. This is the future. It is me now. It is you. The only thing you own is how you feel. You don't know. Yeah.
Yo. Uh-oh. gTime,
That was fun.
Your rap was so fire it froze your stream for a second. Hell yeah,
I know,
yes.
At this time.
Oh, we got to collaborate more in the future, man.
There's another element going on in this thing. I don't know what it is right now, because it keeps saying, I'm going to talk this out. If I can kind of kill this, I love that. For the song, now that it's in mind, we did the same one, but it is getting time on that. This is going to be fun to have to cut up all the little parts of this conversation that we had. Because, it's like, I haven't got to talk to somebody like this since I went up to the mountains all those years ago and bailed out of the Gregorian crap. Yeah. And it's like, I'm on my way back. And so that was an honor, Evan.
Oh,
total honor, dude.
Thank you, man. It's been likewise. It's an honor to have you on the show and finally, get to chill for a while and just kick it and have some fun and talk about old times, talk about new times. Talk about gTimes.
You got to get your dang mind in the future. Make decisions today to get that. Yeah. Come on. Do you got to go to the bathroom? It's been fun, brother.
Yeah.
And this is. I have a feeling that we're this particular. There's going to be lots of cuts on this is open source, right?
Feel free to edit any clips from this interview. Anybody out there in internet land, or you yourself, gTime. Feel free, man.
That's because NBC's gonna come after you, and that's the whole thing about. I was thinking about it. I'm gonna lose my anonymity, and I really like. But then I looked at the damn trees, and that same day, I was laying in the water, and I go, "Hey, wait a second, water was the first internet." The fish could communicate like 20, 30 miles, not a problem. And that energy flowing through. So, oh man, what a great night, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fun, gTime. Hey, you want to maybe, if anybody wants to ask any last questions, feel free to Streamlabs them in right now or forever hold your peace.
I'll
call it a night here in just a couple minutes, but I want to thank you, gTime. And gTime, it would be an honor of mine if I could someday interview your mom maybe on this show, man. And you can.
Oh yeah, eventually you will be able to.
Oh, that'd be cool, man. That'd be an honor, man.
And so yeah. But I feel sorry. It's like the older we get, the more our behavior gets. Like you can't forget how to walk. Well, all of the different demographics, throughout our whole species today have different levels of the word thinking first. What the fuck? And so that being able to present this in a positive way, that we influence them. We're not like Gory Gregorian. You have to do this. You don't have any meat. Don't eat your meat. You cannot have any. No carrot stick is like, dude. Like I told you about the alarm systems we saw, and I told them how to do it without me. They don't need me. You don't need me. And they go, oh no, give it to me. Yeah. And so that's what we do. God just did the best because we're on the recorded history stage. Yeah. Every ABC recorded what we're doing right now. People would be watching it, 50,000 years ago. And they're like, oh wow, I see where they were, and they gave us this. Yeah, surpassed the captured fire. And we are because we actually our names are known. But those who captured fire, we don't know who they are.
Oh, yeah, we are historical figures, man, but because we're lucky enough to have been born in this generation, man.
Well, if we try.
Yeah, exactly. You
didn't even catch it.
I forgot. He said try. Golly.
I just slipped that one. In closing, I had to slip that one on you.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, gTime. It's been a blast, man. Much love. We'll see you next time. I'm hitting the X right now. All right, see you later,
hitting the X right now.
See you later,
I gotta go see mommy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, gTime.
No.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Was that exciting or what? The first episode of the interview with Evan Lefavor, your friend forever. Your friend forever. So on that note, y'all, just wait till you see what's coming up in the future, y'all. In the future, we are going to have even more YouTube personalities on the show, interviewed live right here with your friend forever, Evan Lefavor. I hope you enjoyed this new format of interview show, but I've also got some surprise guests, y'all. It's not just YouTube personalities I'm going to have on this show. I'm going to have some big name celebrities as well. I cannot name names right now, but I'm going to go out there and get some really interesting guests to be right here on the show. And I want to thank gTime Johnny for being our very first interview. I want to thank everybody out there in internet land, Shane, Fairy Seraphim, Debbie Cakes, Jonathan in Gaming, Chud Fucksworth, The House of Green, Sad Taper, Billy York, Nightbot, B-Bats, Jonathan Gaming, Fairy Seraphim, David of Shield, Trash Queen and King, Batman GFYS. Thank you all. Shane, Kyle, the Nopio. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And stay tuned. We're going to have way more interviews in the future. And drop a comment. Come back and comment on this video. And feel free to leave a link to a channel or just the name of a channel of any YouTubers or any guests you would love to have on this show. The interview with Evan Lefavor. And we'll make it happen, y'all. Who would you like to see? Who out there would you like to see interviewed by your boy Evan Lefavor? Let's spread the word, y'all. Share, like, subscribe, and spread the word. Spread the love, and spread the gTime. We now know the gTime, y'all. So on that note, gTime, take it away.
Hi, I'm gTime Johnny, and I'm breaking the cycle. We're no longer going to live a technological generated fantasy. If you think from 2014, the recorded language is ringing in your ears. It needs us to exist. You're from Earth. You're not from 2014. You are not a Catholic terrorist, but you're living the lie. It's about internal purity. I'm gTime Johnny. I'm arousal of humanity. I'm I'm gonna bring you above recording history. And I love you with all my life, and every cell of my body is owned by my eyes, and every cell of you is owned by my eyes, and every cell of Earth is owned by my eyes. And I'm gTime Johnny, and I don't live in a technological generated Pepsi from 2014. Cause I love me, and I love you, and I love every cell of Earth, including every cell of your body too. I love you.